All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to People in the Boxes, episode 113. It is Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central Time. As always, it's September 26th, 2024. Let's go, guys. Hit that like button, share it out with your friends, and where's my missing my video here? What's going on here? Oh, here it is. Yeah, share it out with your friends, guys, and let's have some fun. Do some giveaways and everything, and let's share our experience. Let's go.
Welcome to People in the Boxes.
All right, guys. People in the Boxes. It is a show that I felt was necessary. I felt like it was a necessary show. I like talking. A lot of people like talking, but not a lot of us can listen, especially when we disagree about things. And so, People in the Boxes is all about bringing people together to try to discuss and share our experiences on very common topics. And tonight's topic is going to be books. Okay, books might sound, I don't know, is that boring? It might be boring, but we've all experienced books. We've all had reasons to know what books are. We've all, a lot of us older people remember things like, the Dewey Decimal System, the card catalog and such. Like, there's a lot about this topic. We're gonna break into it. We're gonna talk about it. Like, look, the printing press. Talk about a revolutionary device that's probably was probably more revolutionary than the computer, I would say. Because, and I don't know, we'll see what Kim thinks, but we got Kim with us in the house, guys. Legit Bean Review Remastered. Go check it out. Kim and Kitty, Velcro Kitty or other Kitty.
That would be Mina, the Velcro kitty.
That's right.
She had to jump up for a purr.
Wanted to say hi to her peeps, right? Damn,
Yeah.
John's coming in hot with 2 angry hot dogs. What is going on, John? You got hot dogs coming out both ends? Is that what's happening there? But yeah. So what do you think, Kim? Is it something that just off of my thought about the printing press, because I feel like it was such a thing that lifted so many people out of not poverty but out of ignorance.
Yeah, it did. It was revolutionary. I mean, I don't think had the printing press never been developed, we definitely wouldn't have computers. Computers
Right.
are just an electronic version of all early typing devices or
An extension of it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing is like, what's his name? Gutenberg was associated with creating the printing press.
Cheers, guys. Happy 710. Go ahead.
Printing press, he got his ideas from Chinese and Korean wood block printing presses. Prior to that, those printing presses existed in Asia.
It's a different way of doing things. Well, I feel like there was probably a bit of an adaptation to it as well. We could probably look into
total adaptation. He had to modify it to be what it was. And a lot of people don't realize, they thought, a lot of people probably thought that he died wealthy, and he did not. He died penniless, because one of the things that was not developed during that time was a distribution system. So he could print all kinds of whatever, but there was nothing out there to get that media out. So it's not going to be until after his death. In fact, he died not long after the printing press was created, or his printing press was created.
And do you think anything nefarious behind that? Because the powers that be definitely would not have enjoyed that if they could have stopped that happening. I think they would have.
I don't know if there was anything nefarious. I've never,
like Tesla. I feel like Tesla has some shady stuff.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know the politics behind all of that. I'm not as
Because it
well.
was a religious thing, right? Because he was able to then not I don't know if he was religious per se, but that's when the Bible became like widely available to people, which
Oh
was
yeah,
really that disrupted a lot of
well,
you know, power.
there could have very well have been some implications with the Catholic Church because the Catholic
Right.
Church was
Cheers.
threatened by so many things, and it was created just before uh, the uh, the Reformation of the Catholic Church, before all of that really began. But just because you have a date, oh, the Reformation began on the day that what's his name, Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses on the door of uh, the Wittenberg Church. That stuff had been going on for a very, very long time before that. There had been underpinnings of people unhappy with the Catholic Church and their ways for a very long time. But it just took Martin Luther doing what he did to bring it all to kind of that tipping point where everything started changing dramatically. But yeah, definitely, because Martin Luther, he was a German guy, and a lot of all that Reformation stuff happened. Germany was the place, the hotbed of activity for all of that stuff. So
Imagine any other religion being dominant at the time. Like the Bible, like we don't need to get into the religious the theology of it, but we can talk about how the book of the Bible is one of the if not the most printed book of all time. And if you just
yeah,
imagine like anything else happening simultaneously as a printing press became a thing, just happened to be that there were a lot more Christians, I guess, at least around, wherever it was being produced at. And so it just happened to be this like mass produced Bible, and it helped a lot of people to read. And it's just funny, like, where would we be today if the Bible wasn't the thing that was mass printed? If it was something else, whatever. We don't need to get into whatever else, but it's
oh
just
yeah.
interesting. It's an interesting thought, and like how that power dynamic shifted. It's almost like being the first person to get the internet. Like I'm the whatever company, and I'm the first ones that can use the internet. Like
Well, you
that's
want to know something interesting is when I was in the Air Force, they already had internet. I used to
yeah.
have to send out classified messages, and you had to take them to this message center. And at Holloman, where I was last stationed, it was this square brick building, very secure building. And you'd walk up, and I can't remember how you signified that you were there, but you may have had to ring a bell or something like that. And there was like
Thank
a
you.
locked, secure metal sliding window that they would open that had like I can't remember what was there. I can't remember if it was like plexiglass or like a grated thing, and you would slide the message through, and they would take it in and they would send it electronically. So probably by some early form of a fax. This is before
I was
fax,
just gonna say, like, if it sounds like the way faxes, yeah.
but it was really, really secure. So just imagine like uh I can't even imagine honestly what kind of a system it looked like. But it was a very,
Oh,
very
I'm sure a giant room full of like,
dedicated. Well,
yeah,
yeah, because the computers back then, this was back in the 80s, and the computers weren't the kind of computers you saw, back in the 50s and 60s. There wasn't those big giant square things. But they were still really good sized computers. They were dinosaurs compared to the stuff that we have now. The stuff that we have now, the precursor to that was a lot smaller, but just the way that technology developed. But it was just very, very classified, just very, very dedicated. People did not have access to those lines like they do now.
and you
So
know
all
what?
of the internet technology has developed as a result of this early technology from the military.
And it all just keeps compounding. Like it's a weird dynamic between making people smarter and simultaneously making us dumber
Yeah.
because we have this thing where is that your deer, country boy? He muted himself. Did you see he put a shirt on? He pulled his sheet up to look like a shirt.
Oh, I wasn't. I
Well,
was.
thanks for coming up. I should be getting people. Come on, guys. If anybody out there, you want to come up, share your experience. Are you a book reader? What did you have to read in high school? Let's hear that. What was the high school novel book or whatever that you read? I'm pretty sure that we read Of Mice and Men, you know, Flowers for Algernon.
Where the Red Fern Grows. I remember that was one of my favorite books.
Where the Red Fern Grows. Yeah, definitely. That book made me cry.
And Old Yeller.
Yeah,
I saw the movie. I saw that movie. So, but that's another thing is we can adapt story now to visual or even just well, before it was audio, and now you have movies which are actually just stories. But then, like a side thing from that, you have audible books, so you can listen to books now while you're doing something else or whatever.
Well, audibles are great for people that have learning disabilities that impact their ability to read and process what they read.
To Kill a Mockingbird, yeah. Yeah, it's a different process. And that's why there's all these, like, I don't know if they're scams or not. Have you ever seen it where like you listen to these headphones while you sleep and you can learn another language or some shit? Learn history or math or learn like you can learn while you're sleeping with headphones. Do you think that's true? You think that's real?
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I'm not inclined to do that stuff. My brain works overtime as it is.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, wouldn't we be doing that all the time? Like, wouldn't that be a mandate? Like, it's like parents doing that for kids. Like not like that would be that'd be a nonstop thing. When rabbits cry, whoa! Cindy throws us a wrench in the mix. I've never heard that one. Have you heard that one? Anybody else? What's up, Timothy? Cheers, brother. Terry, brother. Hello, man. Rocky says, interesting topic. Thanks, man. Thanks. It seems like a very mundane topic, right? But we've all had to like lug books around in school. Like, what's our feeling out there on textbooks? Were they good at teaching us, or were they like just really just terrible, boring? You know, you just didn't. Well, did you ever find a textbook that you kept, Kim? That you're like, I have it. I have my old textbooks at home from when I purchased them.
I did for a while have my old English textbooks because I used to teach English, and so I kept them because I like English. So you know, and I didn't want to forget like diagramming and stuff like that. So I had held on to a textbook that I had used in high school so that I could remember how to diagram sentences. And I used to teach English, so it came in handy for that.
That's big business too. Getting the contracts to write textbooks for schools, because it's all centralized. So it's all if you get that put in, if you get your textbook accepted, then that book's going to schools across the country. You know, hundreds of thousands of schools, maybe. For myself, when rabbit howls, reminds me of like the Velveteen Rabbit. What kind of books did everybody read as kids? Like that was a thing that I'll never forget. The Velveteen Rabbit. When we started reading books in like the book club, you know, you'd get your free pizza or whatever. They would bribe us with poison in order to get us to read. But that's what Halloween is, right? Or bribing us with candy. But anyway, I digress. But the books that I read during that time, like the book club in school to get those extra points and stuff, it was the Berenstain Bears. Those were hard books. Those are not easy books to read, man. They have a lot of like, I don't know what you would say, unusual jargon or whatever, like the way that it's written. I haven't read it in a long time, but I just remember at the time. I am probably partially dyslexic too. I saw Jess, shouts out to Jess, posted, thanks for sharing about how you're dyslexic, so books are a no-go. But what about audible books for somebody who's dyslexic? That's a hell of a development. Oh, hey guys, Leslie's got his cat on here too. Let me pull him up.
Yeah, he's my old buddy. He likes to follow me around out in the yard everywhere I go.
Kim, that thing would eat your cat.
Oh no, he wouldn't.
He's fine.
You do not know my cat. Everybody.
Wait, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was like a baby cougar that you were playing with there because
He
you would.
does look like a cougar, don't he?
You would, and he would. You guys, this guy, he's got like a pet deer, a pet raccoon. I think he's got a pet
I've had pet
chupacabra.
bobcat, pet, yeah.
Tag
Yeah,
and share.
Mina-
Thanks, Brenda. Make sure that you guys like and share. You'll get in on a giveaway of the game night ticket. Plus, we're gonna do 2 more spins for subscribers tonight. Go ahead, Kim.
So Mina, when I brought her home, she was about 4 months old, and drove home in the car. Got home, and so I decided on the way home that her name was going to be Bellamina. And so we get to the house and go in, and I take her in to introduce her to my Weimaraner. You have to introduce every animal you bring into the house to a Weimaraner or they'll kill them. And so I took her in and introduced her to my dog and everything, and then set her down on the floor to let her eat food and water. And she ran straight back to the Weimaraner and jumped right in the middle of her head. So her name affectionately became known as Meanie, because she is a meanie. And she has got some claws and teeth that are crazy. Nobody fucks with her.
How do you spell Braille?
Braille.
Okay. Because I wanted to know. Okay, I have the year from Daddy Google. I mean, I could probably search somewhere else, but I have the year, the rough year of when the printing press was made. Let's see if anyone has a guess, and then also the rough year of when Braille was invented. That's another explosion. I wouldn't say as big, obviously, because I don't know what the percentage of blind people are in the world. Probably a lot less than there are percentage of people, I guess. But my point is, that was huge too. Like, okay, now a person who can't see can also read. That's just mind-boggling, probably to people even 50 years before that.
Well, the thing about people that have significant disabilities is that they learn to compensate. One of the things about humans is that we adapt to whatever it is that life throws at us. Usually, there's some people that don't, and those are the people that commit suicide or whatever, that just don't grow. I don't know, but most people adapt. And so, if you have a visual impairment, you're blind or whatever, the other parts of your brain overdevelop. So your other senses will develop. So,
Right. Your inner mind.
You'll
Yeah,
become more auditory rather than visual. Most people are visual learners or visual people. And so if you cannot see, of course, your visual acuity is not going to develop. The auditory side of your brain will develop. And those people can freaking hear all kinds of stuff. Whatever, their sense of touch, like Helen Keller is a really interesting example because she had multiple sensory disabilities.
So yeah, I think we read that or either watched a movie or read about her for sure. Yeah, Elise is saying that there's a nonverbal boy for the love game. He knows how to read, and his mom takes him to reading therapists every week. Oh wow, okay. Pay with Facebook stars.
There was this little girl that I worked with briefly when I first started teaching. I worked in a low incidence classroom in a middle school. And there was this little girl in there. Her name was Crystal. I'll never forget her. She was severely autistic, and she was nonverbal.
Oh, I see.
And I don't know, she had significant disabilities. And this little girl, you could throw a ball. She loved to throw balls. And you could throw this ball and she would have her back to you, literally have her back facing you. And you'd throw that ball and she would reach like this from behind her and catch that ball.
So she
Yeah.
liked to play catch.
Yeah. She
Okay.
liked to throw the ball too, but
Right,
she
but that's the whole thing of catch, Kim. You got one person
oh
that
yeah.
will throw the ball, another person receiving it. Just kidding.
Okay. Anyway, this little girl could catch the ball, couldn't see it, but she could catch that ball behind her head.
Have that sixth
And
sense.
that just fascinated me that, that she could do that because I don't know, the autistic mind is just so incredibly diverse in the way that each person is with it, and I had this other little girl when I worked out in California. She had autism. She had multiple disabilities. She had schizophrenia, autistic, all kinds of stuff. And I could not tell you how this child learned. I had her in an Algebra 2 book. I didn't teach her because I am not an algebra teacher at all, like, especially not Algebra 2. And I would hand her the book and she would do that stuff. And I have no clue. I could not tell you how it is that she knew how to do what she was doing. But she did it and it was correct.
And it's probably some way that she couldn't articulate and that we couldn't even repeat
Yeah.
because such a uniqueness.
Their brains are just so different, and you would look at
What do
this
you
little
got there?
girl and you would think that she was a waste, Most people
Death
would look at
hands?
her and think she's a waste. But
Right.
man, she was just incredibly intelligent.
Red Equinox? Country boy, what do you got there?
It's Deathlands. It's a audio book, and it's like this. It's got 7 discs, so it's a long story. I have
Oh,
a
wow.
couple of these that I like to listen to.
I wonder if the same thing happens with audiobooks as like a book to movie, where there's something lost or changed, and a lot of people who read the book and then watch the movie will be able to tell you the parts missing, right? Is
Right.
that similar? I want like audiobooks should be exactly read the same, I would assume. Has anyone ever read an ebook? I used to get some. I have a series of books, and I'll tell you my favorite author, guys, Terry Brooks. If you've heard about Terry Brooks in the comments, give me a shout out. Let me see. Let me hear you. Terry Brooks was a former lawyer in Chicago, and he started being a writer. And I see a thumbs up. Somebody knows of the Terry Brooks. The books that he writes are fantasy fiction, and man, if you want to be a fan of like Lord of the Rings or something like that, you would most certainly love the Terry Brooks series. There's several series actually, and he actually was able to combine a couple of his different series, which was insane how he did that. He had one, and I could pull up the books, but he had one series that was sort of it was in set in time like nowadays, and it's sort of like right as society becomes too corrupted and these like demons actually start to emerge and stuff like this, and basically around then. But then this whole other series, which is like thousands of years in the future, and he ended up writing some books that connected the two, which I thought was awesome. And there was like I've read 20 of those books. Shannara. I don't know how you say, depending on how you read it, is how it's said, but it's a very cool series. Have you heard of it, Kim? You read anything?
Right. So I used to read like 3 or 4 books a week. And then when I went to college and I studied law and government and stuff, it burnt my brain out because it was really high level reading. And so I don't really read much for pleasure. It really developed that analytical side of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a reading for pleasure kind of a thing, like just some novel,
Some comic books, maybe.
Yeah, I just don't have
novels.
I just don't have any interest in that kind of stuff. So the stuff that I tend to read now is usually really high level. I read a lot of self-help books, like psychology kinds of stuff. I love anything that Ianla Van Zant wrote. She's just
Oh, okay.
packed with
Got a name.
wisdom. Yeah, and just, a lot of stuff. I like reading. I like doing, so I've done a lot of Bible studies. I like reading and learning about God, a lot of
Lisa
religion.
asked if anyone's read the Bible. I've not read the whole Bible, but I've been in enough. I've seen parts of it when I was a kid. I was in Bible or what was it called, Sunday school, right? And we would go through parts of it. I've also been in different churches where they've read it, but I've never reading the Bible is not easy, and
No.
it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. But
Well, it's translated from Greek, so I don't know.
Tasha's read the Bible, okay. Yeah, there's a lot, and not just the translation, but just the wording they used at the time.
Yeah.
Just the way that the words are.
I hate reading like the
Local
King James
history.
version because I hate that kind of language.
Right. Very
Annoys me.
pompous kind of language. Yeah.
Well, that's just how they spoke back in those days and stuff. So
I just hear, the piano in the background. Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun. I don't know who that is, but it's a good one. So I was in a space earlier where they were arguing about whether or not crows or sparrows are better. It was kind of a comical thing, but then Edgar Allan Poe was brought up, and there are some intense books out there that just even in the written word can make you freaked out, like stop
well,
reading, even like kind of scared and things like
yeah,
that.
you know
Yeah.
what did that for me was Stephen King.
New World Testament, Tasha. Okay, Stephen King. My mom is in the Stephen King book club or whatever, and I don't know. It probably hasn't had one in a while, but she would get every book. She'd get like a new book every month, or I don't know what the thing is. But she read a lot of Stephen King books, if not all of them. And we, watch. I've seen a lot of the movies, but I'm sure it doesn't do justice compared to the books.
I watched Christine. I watched
Oh, Jess had some poetry published.
what was that one with Sissy Spacek where she got the blood thrown on her?
Carrie.
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 I stopped reading Stephen King after I read Pet Cemetery. That book scared the shit out of me. I had nightmares forever from that. I never saw the movie,
The
but
movie was pretty freaky too. I'll give it that.
yeah, I never had anything to do with Stephen King after reading Pet Cemetery because that book scared the hell out of me. I had nightmares from it. I was probably about 18 or 19 when I read it, and that book scared me to death. I am not a fan of horror. Like I watched what was that? Nightmare on Elm Street. I was terrified for years and years and years after watching that movie. Same with Halloween.
Those
Um,
were the good ones though, man. Like the scary movies now just suck compared to the
yeah,
stuff that I was freaked out with as a kid. And is
yeah.
that I wonder if that's universal. I wonder if that doesn't really it isn't that they suck now. It's that we've seen enough of them growing up that you're just not as phased by that stuff.
I
You
think
know
people are desensitized by a lot of
that
that
too.
stuff, is what I
100%.
think it is.
Sure.
But stuff like that scares me. So when I read Pet Cemetery, I never touched another Stephen King novel after that because that book scared me to death. Have you ever read it? I recommend you read it because it's pretty. He writes so well. I mean, he writes really, really well, and so he would describe
What
what was
was
going
it?
on in the book, and it was like you were right there with it, and it
Yeah.
was terrifying. It was just as much. It was just as scary as watching a scary movie.
Yeah, Sheena Dean Koontz is pretty good too. That's a good one. There's a lot of you know
But
what I don't get is people who read nonfiction.
I read nonfiction.
Like, okay, I don't mean historical things. I don't mean factual things. I mean like a nonfiction story
Like,
where it's like okay, just like where they read about I guess it would be historical then, but like say like a crime or something. I guess never mind. I take it back. Those aren't bad. I just can't. I like to watch documentaries on stuff like that
mhm.
where you can see the pictures of the evidence and stuff. But if you read about, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me because I like to be able to visualize things, and I'll say that about reading. It does help your inner mind. It helps your creativity and your way to like imagine things. Like I like when I'm reading something and I have a clear picture of it in my head. You
Mhm.
know, this is like, and Terry Brooks is really good about that, being very descriptive. You know.
Well, that's why that Pet Cemetery scared me so bad because Stephen King is an amazing writer. Like I read a number of his books up until Pet Cemetery. Like I read Christine, I read Carrie. I can't remember what all I read of his, and those didn't really scare me. Um, Probably I don't know why they didn't scare me. I don't know why they didn't scare me. Even the movies, I watched the movie Carrie, didn't scare me. The movie Christine didn't scare me. The movie Christine was stupid. The book was more scary than the movie was. But Pet Cemetery, dude, like you were right there. Like there's a scene in the book where he's because what the premise of the book was so you had to take whatever it is that
Oh,
you
I
want
see.
to come back to life to this special sacred ground and
Right. I've
to
seen the movie
plant
and
it.
part two.
Yeah, I don't know what the movie had in it, but in the book, you took it, you buried it, you waited a certain amount of days, and then whatever it was would show back up to your house. And the first thing that he did was he buried his daughter's cat got killed on
Yep.
that, or his kid's cat got killed on that road.
Black cat.
Yeah, and it came back all wicked. It wasn't the same cat that, whatever. But but when he was, I can't remember what it was that he was describing. I don't know if it was the wife or the cat, but he was explaining the smells as he was digging up something or as he was digging. And it was like you were right there. You could smell the smell. You could you could put yourself right there. You were right there seeing it.
Hmm.
And it was just terrifying. And then the book ended where his wife had gotten killed and he buried her out there, and then he's sitting there in the living room or something in the dark, and somebody comes up behind him and puts their hand on him and says, "Hello, darling." And that's how the fucking book ended. And I was just like,
Yeah, the movie I think takes it a little further, but it was actually, I think it was really, can't think of the word, but it was very close to the way the book was written, because
yeah.
everything you described was in the movie for sure.
Yeah, his
Uh,
son, I think, got hit on that highway, and he buried his son out there,
yeah, the
and
kid
his son
comes
came
back.
back all psycho, and
What about
Uh,
some of these scary movies in like an Oculus, mask?
I haven't seen those. Oh, you mean like a VR scary movie?
Yeah.
Red Six is asking about the movie or the book. How much? Can you guess how much I love you? I've never heard of that one, but I'm not sure what you mean, Leslie. I haven't seen
I
any.
mean,
Are there some?
like in the future,
Guys,
it's
come up.
gonna
Come
be
on up. Let's fill the boxes. Go ahead.
it's gonna be like that in the future. I believe that you'll be able to put the Oculus on and get in that movie. Of the scary presentations of it.
Hmm.
I won't.
That
If
would be interesting. I can watch movies on the headset. I haven't really messed with it much, but there's a
I
whole
put
like
that
TV channel on it.
I put that Oculus on one time, and it was a game, and you went into this haunted house. I don't remember exactly what game it was, but
You wore the VR helmet?
yes,
All right. Okay, go on. You were in this haunted house.
and it seemed like everything in there is like 3D. You can touch it; it's all around you. And I'm telling you, it scared the hell out of you, even knowing it wasn't real.
Yeah,
Mine doesn't know any different. It's
you
like
get used to it though. Well, when I first jumped in, my mind was going holy, because when you log into this thing called the Horizon, like you're literally floating in the sky. You don't have a body, but you're like in the sky, and like my at first your mind literally feels like you're like whoa, and then yeah, just everything you start to get used to it over time, and but
I
yeah,
don't
it is
think I'd
pretty
ever get
cryptic.
used to it.
I promise you would. Your mind gets used to it, but I also walk around playing it, so I kind of have like a room going on.
Hell, I'm falling all over the place even without the Oculus on. I'm talking about everyday life.
Don't
I
need that,
busted
do
my
you?
arm up yesterday.
Oh my
Oh
God.
snap!
I just fallen. I've lost my balance lately. I don't know what's going on.
Oh man,
Check your
that is
inner
definitely
mirror.
not.
Hey, I
Yeah,
be tripping all over them potted plants out there, though. It don't matter. If I can get some food and water to them, I'm happy.
yeah. Well, I don't want you hurting yourself, man. That sucks. Guys, hit
I
that
think
like button for Leslie for his injuries. We'll just use you. We'll use you to gain more.
I
Like,
come back in the house and I look like somebody from what is it that uh,
oh
one of the
no,
scary movies, a zombie or something, blood
jeez,
all over me.
mud all over you and blood and everything. Is it you
Yeah,
got? Is there bone showing?
no, it's not that deep. Well, it might be. It's pretty deep.
No, no band-aid, no nothing, huh?
Nah, I just keep bleeding,
Just let
wiping
it
on my
bleed.
old shirt. I'm country
Just
boy.
wipe it on your shirt as you're bleeding. What?
Come on, Waylon, you know better. I got paper towels.
Hey man, like you know.
I'm on these blood thinners too, so
Oh yeah, that's gonna be worse.
yeah. I didn't mean to get off topic, but
That's okay. We expect to at some point. I'm trying to coax some of these viewers to come on up and share their experiences with the topic. Yeah, Lisa says be careful. Yeah, Wes Craven was a good one. Somebody brought up Cujo. That's a good movie. Remember the Stephen King movie with the well, it was a book, of course, but the Maximum Overdrive.
Oh
Always
yeah,
one of my favorites with the
I like
trucks.
the soundtrack.
Soundtrack. I like the Lawnmower Man too. Those were good books too. But the movie was kind of they were all right, not bad. Has anybody out there read the books of them after they watched a movie? Ty says the best scary movie was Lord of Illusions. I think I remember seeing it, but I don't think I watched the movie. I just remember like seeing it around old '70s one.
Did you ever see the movie
Hurricane.
Night of the Comet?
Night of the Comment or
Yeah,
Comet.
Comet.
Well, I don't know, but did you guys hear there's a comet coming towards us?
No.
Have you heard this? Like right now, they're saying that they are basically saying it's heading towards us. Anyway, but I haven't seen the movie that book. That you said it's a book or movie? Night
Movie.
of the Comet. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I haven't actually looked into this comet thing, but I've heard a few people reporting on it that I forget what research facility that watches space was saying it. Like, well, here we go. Red 6, man, come on up. Come on up. Elise May, Ty, whoever wants to come up. Anybody can come up. Share your experience. Have a smoke. Cheers. Cheers, Leslie. Thanks for putting a shirt on, brother.
Says there's two of them approaching the Earth. One's expected to pass on October 12th.
Okay. Jess, have you ever, you said you used audio books, but I forgot what you said about them. That might be pretty good. VC Andrews, Ty? Ty, is that an author or is that an author you've read? What kind of books does Ty like to read?
I've read VC Andrews. I can't remember like Toys in the Attic or something. There was two of them that they put out. I remember reading those. I was a kid though. I was like around 10 years old, I think, when I read those.
Oh. Remember the Goosebumps novels?
I never read those. I'm too old.
Lord of the Flies.
That's your generation.
I mean, and after, and like it's still a thing now. So Nut Brown, Tasha, this isn't the place for that. Come on now. BC Andrews is awesome. I've never heard that name. Has anyone else? I saw someone hit the like button, but no one else has heard the Terry Brooks? He's probably not as well known, but more fantasy fiction, magic, elves, druids. There are druids, and the druids have things and such. Fill the boxes. Yeah, let's fill the boxes. Let's go. It's guys. Every week I talk to other quote personalities amongst the interwebs, and I try to get them up here. I don't like bitching about it every week either, but I do try. I send it out. I put the link out to people that are also trying to build their own thing or whatever. And this show is for any of those people. They can use the StreamYard to have the content. It can be theirs. You just like Kim right now is live, and it's her video live. It's not sharing it from me. So she actually owns that content as well. Anyway, I'm done bitching. Ty's working out though. Terry Brooks. Okay, it's one of my favorite. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Elf Queen of Shannara. Well, I read about 20 to 20. I don't know. Was it 24? There was at least 20 books that I've read of the Shannara series. There might be more out that I haven't read to this today, but yes, it started by me reading a book for a book report in school. So hey, that shit can actually follow you a little bit when you tell kids to go to the library and just pick out a book and do a book report on it. And then like I just happened to find this book. I forget which series it was, because then I went backwards and I read all of, because what Terry Brooks does is he reads, I don't know what the proper terminology, it's like they're like sets. So he's got it's the entire series that are all connected, but there'll be like a 3-book set, and then there'll be like 100 years between that. What would you say, Kim? Is that like a set? And then there's the whole series, because he'll have like enough time between them that you don't actually have to read them consecutively, but there'll be like another set of 3 or 4, another set of 3 or 4, and they all are in the same sort of world and along the same like timeline and stuff. Not timeline, but like the bloodline of the characters in it.
Well, it's kind of like
awesome.
Game of Thrones.
It's like a Game of Thrones or like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, because Game of Thrones is actually a book, or it was.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I guess Lord of the Rings was a book too, right? Tolkien.
Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, of course.
I didn't read Harry Potter, I didn't read Lord of the Rings, but I love the movies. I just don't like I don't like the idea of reading going back to read the book after I saw the movie. Like you're only gonna have a few details to fill in, that aren't maybe not, maybe I'm just humbug about it. Ice Sparks trilogy. Sheena, I don't know if that one is. Sounds good though. Who writes that one? Ice Sparks. Tried to make movies from the VC Andrews books, but Flowers in the Attic was awful. Interesting. Okay, Jess, I'm working on it. I got you. Speaking of, I still need to get some molasses for my plant outside. Give her some sugars.
Yeah.
Try to get those buds to beef up a little bit.
Eggshells, bananas, molasses.
I don't think of those as sugars, so I don't just need molasses. It's not like a
bone
pancake.
meal. Yeah, things that is going to give you high potassium phosphate.
Potassium. Okay. Well, I actually have some really good worm castings that I know exactly what's been fed, like all my scraps, my bananas and eggshells. So it's going to be probably, I'll just give her some of that.
Yes, sir.
Cheers. They
were looking good though, huh?
I think they look really good for how little work I put in. It's going to be a good, I'm going to say half a pound, but it's just all going to bubble hash. So that's the other thing about books though. Learning when you have to research things. Do you ever get a book about a subject now, or is it all Google?
It depends on what I'm doing the research on. So if I'm writing a research paper for like college level stuff, it's going to be all journal articles and stuff.
Well, yeah, that. I mean, we take that skill, or we carry that over if we don't read books, there's so many other times where we need to use, where we need to read things. And I feel like, so for me, like I'm rusty, and I'm not reading novels that often, and also reading out loud is a whole nother thing. And then on top of that, reading out loud while live with however many people, on Wednesdays when I have 100 people in there, that is like pressures that you don't imagine until you're like, oh.
Well, you're
And
using
then,
a different part of your brain when you read aloud.
well, not only that, but I'm also like looking at comments and other things, and and it's maybe a
Yeah.
few dabs deep. I don't want to blame Mary Jane, but she may have had a hand in it. But that's why I force myself to do it, though. I like to find articles and look things up to read online or to read live, because I know that's a skill that you have to work out. Being able to focus. My eyes already have a focus, like the muscle that focuses my eyes into a single vision has always been weaker as a kid. I had got, I don't know, it's not a diagnosis really, but they gave me these exercises to do. Like I have good eyesight, I have better than 20/20 vision, but the muscles are weak. And so if I want to, I can relax them and just blur my vision real easily. Just blur, but I can't cross my eyes though. Shouts out to anybody that can cross your eyes out there. Don't do it for too long though. I promise that it's not a good idea. But my eyes, like, they can just blur, and so for me it is a little more of a focus and a concentration that I have to put to read things. And then on top of that, trying to read in front of everyone. My brother has dyslexia, and I think I probably have a smidge of it as well. I got a little dash of everything probably.
Dyslexia is hereditary.
Oh, okay. Who is the author, Sheena? Missed the author on it. The Ice Sparks was the name of the book. Okay. Comment will hurt when I'm coughing up a lung. Yeah, it'll just smack us right in the side. I'm late, but I'm here. What's good? Hey, Amanda. Hello, Amanda. What kind of books did you have to read in school, and or do you read any books now? Throw us all your book comments out. Let's see it. Video is better for me. Yeah, I like video, but I like to hear from the people that read it, and to see if they think it was accurate. And then I'm like, okay, now what I'm watching feels more better. When you read the information out loud.
I'm a word person, so I like to read. The weight of what's written is much more meaningful to me than spoken words.
Yeah. What about subtitles?
I don't like subtitles.
Me neither.
And I don't like it because it's distracting. It's distracting. So I'd rather either just read and not watch, or watch and not read. I don't want subtitles there because they're annoying.
The
But
subtitles are usually wrong. Like, wait, that's not what he just said.
yeah, but thank God for them because
Touche.
there's
Like,
people that need that.
a lot of people watch anime, Japanese anime, in Japanese and read the subtitles versus waiting for them to adapt it with English. I gotta say, I'm not a fan. I like to just be able to know what I like to be able to hear it so that I don't have to keep my eyes glued to the TV all the time.
Yeah. Well, you miss a lot of what
Translation probably, yeah.
enacted when you're reading because you're
Oh
busy
yeah.
processing, trying to figure out what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you're missing like the visual.
You miss the whole scene as you're trying to keep up with what they say. Yeah.
Yeah. You miss, like all the like
go to the woods and bring a book. I'm sorry, Kim. I mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
That's right. What'd you say? Go in the woods and bring a book?
Yeah. I'd sit on my stand or whatever, and that was the perfect time to be reading.
Nice quiet spot. That's
right.
The thing that we miss now. And like Elisa said earlier, who has time to read a book? And it's like, that's true, man. Like sometimes that's why listening to a book or watching something, you can do something else while that's happening, because we like multitasking now is almost a must. it's hard to have that time. And actually, I think what's filled the time is technology, entertainment, things entertaining us without having to do anything. Now, video games is another story altogether because, no pun intended, but video games, like, you are having to do things and actually be not every game is intellectual, of course, but a lot of games you have to be doing like number crunching and doing different decision making and all
Oh,
this stuff happening during the game versus a movie where it's like just feed me the dopamine, just bring my. Now your brain is thinking while it's happening. Oh, I bet he did it. I bet he did it, or whatever. Your brain's coming up with thoughts, but it's not the same thing. It's like, okay, I cannot go forward until I make a decision here, or until I beat
Well, it
this thing.
depends. I'm going to argue with you about that a little bit because it depends on there's factors to that. So I
Okay.
would agree with you that a lot of the content that we watch on screen is like that, but you get people that intelligently do got cat hair. Fucking face full of cat hair.
you know the
Got
feeling
her.
of in now, don't you, Kim?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that was Baxter. I call him Mr. Big. He's the Maine Coon. But if you were to watch, did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
I did. I didn't finish it, but I watched most of it.
So I had never watched it. It was probably the last 2 seasons or so of it when I got into it. And that was probably one of the most intelligently done movie, whatever you want to call it, experience
Series, yeah. Mm-hmm.
that I've ever watched
Nicole, what's up?
because there was so much innuendo in that. There were so many things built into that, so many hidden meanings, and you had to pay attention to what was being said and what was being done because it was going to lead to something at some point in the future. And if you missed it, then you missed out on the fullness of whatever future event they were planning for. Dude, what's your deal?
What was
Or what?
what was unique about Game of Thrones was that, and some people liked it, some people didn't, was that they killed off main characters nonstop throughout the whole thing. Good night, Jess. I hope you sleep tight. What's up, Nicole? Remember, guys, if you want to get in on this game night ticket giveaway, and also we're going to do two spins for the locals community. If you want to get in on the ticket, you want to make sure you hit the like button, hit that share if you can. Go over to X, go over to Rumble, do the same.
Doing stuff like that kept it fresh because when you have a series like that that's long running, people get tapped out. You know what I mean? They get like it just
Yeah, but it was unusual how they did it. They were like, it was a new thing the way they were just killing off.
Oh yeah,
You would just get into like liking somebody, and oh, he's off with his head.
right.
That pissed me off at first. It took me a while to get back into it after the very first main guy, the father. I don't even remember this. It was the father of all the Snow kids or whatever.
Yeah.
That dude gets his head cut off in the beginning. It's like, man, I like that guy. Where's he going?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's up, Gerald? Cheers,
But
brother.
it all led to something more significant,
More new people coming in. Yeah, and it became pretty crazy.
It became really layered, because like I said, I didn't get into it until way late, until like the last couple of seasons. And
Leslie's out.
I didn't get into it until the last couple of seasons. And then once I started watching it, once I watched 2 and I realized what they were doing, I was like, oh, shit, I got to go back and watch all of them. So, that's what I did was I went back and I watched all of them. And I didn't just watch it once. I watched it all in sequence numerous times because you have to pay attention to all these little nuances in there because they lead to things. And you have to understand these things that they're giving you early on so that when you get there in the future, you understand what's going on with them. So that whole, the way that they did that, I don't know if the books are like that. I don't, I don't know anything about other than just the show.
Like overlapping storylines that or not storylines, but overlapping story arcs within the characters and how they all met together at some point. And yeah, I know what you mean. I didn't read it, so I couldn't tell you, but for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll pull the likes off of the Facebook. I'll hit the refresh button one time. Get this wheel going. Well, thanks for coming up, country boy. You were the brave one tonight. Speaking of, you got Brave Books out there. Have you heard of them? It's like a Christian book company now because they're just, instead of being out there complaining about whatever this book or that book, let's put out, books of our whatever our values are, right?
Yeah.
And I'm all for it, competition and all that.
Clean content.
Yeah, and look, I mean, let's be honest. Christian-based content is not known for being exciting, but I do know there's some like rock and stuff that's not too bad from the Christian rock. Just
Oh, listen
areas.
to As I Lay Dying. Look up
As-
that Christian band.
As I Lay Dying, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Have to check it out. Alexandria, what's up? Guys, make sure that if you can, go over to Rumble, go over to X, get those extra spots on the wheel. Alexandria, that means that you're probably going to be on the wheel there. Thank you. She was worried earlier. I put a post up, or I posted a video. Did you see the video with my dog I put up a little while ago?
Yeah. Slaying another dog.
Yeah, that's her dog. Mr. Kai. Yeah, he's just a big old bull in a china shop all the time. He knows how to hit me right in the nuts with his paw, like haba, like haba. It's like perfect every time. Crazy. But that's actually another good point. Pets, like it's good to have a good book around for different medical reasons or knowledge about plants. There's another, I see those a lot of times advertising, like the big book of herbs and such like that. I would like to know what books Smashley has for or if she just does internet.
I'd imagine
research.
She's probably got a library.
I think she would too. I have a bunch of books as well. I meant to take a picture of them. I got a bookshelf with most of my Terry Brooks novels. But then there's actually there was several that I read. I was like 2 or 3 that I read on my phone because, like I was saying earlier, those ebooks I used to try that, and so that way I could just read a few minutes here and there when I was on the way, when I was waiting, a break at work or something. You could read, especially if it's a good story and you're into it. You ever have a story where like you want to keep coming back to find out, okay, what's the next page, even though you have to go to sleep, or even though it's like you're like trying to fit it in when you're like you should be getting something else done, almost like an addiction, to the story. Stories are I guess what fuel our existence, right?
Good night, Rose.
Good night, Rose.
When
Cheers.
when I was a teenager, I would read probably 300-ish page, 300 to 400 page books a week.
I was never that big of a reader, but I read books when I was in Iraq. Helped me get through the time reading. I had a novel with me in the truck.
Yeah. One of my favorite books that I read when I was a teenager was Clan of the Cave Bear. It was kind of interesting.
I cannot imagine Iraq with like fluid internet everywhere, like where we could carry cell phones, because we had internet. We got internet eventually through these like tents, and we had to pay all this money, and a bunch of us got together and we would, do like a pod thing. Well, that wasn't Wi-Fi, that was, we had some computers to go and like talk to people back home and stuff. But now think about like Starlink. Like Starlink to me, like them or not, if it works and if it's not, if it doesn't actually, cause us a lot of problems blocking out the sky and everything. There's things that maybe are unforeseen. But my point is the idea of giving the internet to everybody everywhere, or at least access to it, like in valleys and places where signals weren't getting before. That is to me like the printing press was. Like being able to hand the world's knowledge to people that before had to, receive it in.
Well, you know what was interesting about that whole back to the printing press. So, most of the world did not read. Only educated people
Right.
read. And a lot of those people were probably like ship's captains, could read and write. Of course, your priests and stuff like
Holy
that
cow, Cindy.
could read and write. But most people couldn't read and write. And so, Martin Luther came along. He did what he did. He printed 200 and something Bibles, and he had no way to distribute them. He died poor. His creditors took his printing press and all of his stuff and sold it. And then some of his contemporaries that had worked with him picked up the idea of the printing press and carried on his work. And what kept what kept what's his name, the printing press guy, from being able to be
How many
successful
dabs? I don't remember now.
was that he didn't have a distribution system. So like Amazon, he didn't have any way to get his books out there in the world. And he wasn't near like the sea. And so the people that took his printing press, I think it went to Venice, if I remember correctly. So these people went to Venice and they started using it to print all kinds of stuff, not just Bibles, but all kinds of media. And they got it out onto ships. And these ships would take it out, especially like pamphlets, like news pamphlets and stuff like that. And so they would take these printed pamphlets and distribute them or sell them to the captains. The captains would take them out into the world and sell them.
Pigeons, right? Pigeons still about that time?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But
I don't know about the
they would send them out on these ships. They would send these news pamphlets. The news pamphlets would arrive in some obscure location that they'd sail to. They would take these pamphlets to the pubs and they would have a person at a pub that would read the news to everybody because people couldn't read back then.
Oh yeah, or the town crier.
Kind of like that, yeah. But the cool thing about the printing press was that it was printed in vernacular other than Latin, because almost all the books prior to the printing press, prior to all of this, were printed in Latin, and most of them were religious. And so the printing press opened up this world of language
translation,
of language being available to a person in their common vernacular, whatever that was, instead of it being Latin, which was not something that they read or even spoke. It was in German or French or whatever language. Prior to the printing press being created, everything was written by hand. It was scribed by hand by priests, by monks. And a book would cost as much as a person's house. And so with the printing press, it made it a lot cheaper because you could mass produce these books more quickly, and you can mass produce them in the language of whatever country you were in or whatever language existed in that country. And so it really, really opened up the ability for people to be able to partake in that and to become educated. And so it's directly going to lead to the Enlightenment, which is what influenced everything here in the United States.
Right. And I think you could really link people we've had conversations before on X on a couple of spaces where they talk about different major like inventions or major like turning points. Did you ever hear the story of I think it was New York, if I'm not mistaken, and they had this giant problem with horse shit. Like, what are we gonna do with all this horse shit? You know, it was like piling up everywhere, no pun intended, in the
It
streets and
wasn't
all this
just
stuff.
horse shit, it was all kinds of stuff, but yeah.
Right, right. But then
Because they
eventually
didn't have sanitation back then.
but they also didn't have the the car yet. Ford had was just coming out with the car, and at one point they was thought of that was going to be the death of us was just all the unsanitary city, and
But yeah,
then once they
makes
came out with
a
the
lot of
motor.
differences. It was killing a lot of people, typhoid and yellow fever, and I
Mhm.
can't remember all of them, but yeah. Read 20 Years at Hull House. I had to read that
Yeah,
book for one of my classes that I took. It was really interesting to learn about, because it's all about that mass migration of people. I can't remember what years they were, but it was the mass migration of people. I think it was in the early 1900s, maybe. But they talked about all of the problems with sanitation, because you had all of these people moving here in huge masses, and there was no place for them to live, and they were bringing their ways with them. Wherever they were coming from, they were bringing their ways with them. So a lot of cultures would butcher animals right there, and so you're having animals butchered right in the street or right in the front of your house or apartment or wherever it is you lived, and stuff like that. And so they really had to work on that, and streets were just packed with a horse would die and it would lay there was no place to take it. So
right.
disgusting.
Things definitely evolve. I mean, and looking at um oh, I just lost my train of thought. I had something more about the words again. Oh, once we started to develop signs everywhere, and so when people are coming here that don't speak English, I've noticed right away just from me trying to learn another language, and I didn't do this in high school. If it shouts out at anybody out there learn another language in high school and speak any of it still. I didn't do another language. I did a bunch of different shop classes instead. They counted. I think it was drafting, CAD drafting, or I forget how it's called, but they counted that as another language because of all the math and the different
Well, it
reading
is a language,
schematics and stuff.
computer language.
Well, yeah, but also like reading schematics and being able to draw up designs and stuff. It's been a long time since I'd messed with that, but that was my quote language. Um, but when my what I'm getting at is when I started learning Portuguese, I realized right away that the written word is so much easier to understand than when you start to try to say it or hear it
Well, yeah, and that's the whole
first.
reason behind that, I think, is because most languages, the English language is a gutter language, which means that it's not a pure language. It's made up of pieces, parts of root words of all kinds of other different languages.
I mean, you're right, but wow, you have to be so harsh about it.
Well, no, it's literally considered a gutter language because, back in the day the only people that spoke English were your lower classes. If you were nobility or wealthy, then you spoke French, and Latin were the two most common languages that were spoken by wealthy people. So, but when you look at written word, you can see those root words in there, and a lot of the times you can recognize them and go, "Oh, I know what that piece of a word means." So you have kind of a general comprehension of that word that you're reading, even though you may not speak the language.
You know what they say, when in Rome, better learn Latin. I just came up with that.
Latin really doesn't exist anymore. It's a classical language, but it doesn't really.
I remember Latin. Orie upiste ig peatenle. You know.
Yeah, that's Pig Latin, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Remember that, guys? Like, there's certain words that you run into. Like, that doesn't work. You just say it like is. You can't
My
say it
mom, my
Latin.
mom, my mom knew Latin. She was Italian, but she also knew Latin, and she used to write. My mom used to write poetry, and she wrote her poetry in Latin.
Most of our medical terminology is from Latin.
Hmm. A lot of our words are Latin.
Cindy says in Arkansas they are nonverbal signs. Oh, okay. Because of literal folks. Okay. So read the knots and strands on the barbed wire fence. Pink spray paint on a tree means private. Wow. Okay. I can see that. Look, I'm a fan of like post-apocalyptic stories. You know, that's what the Terry Brooks novels are, most of them. And Iggy Pay, I don't know. Oh, Iggy Pay Latin lay, yeah. He's like, what did you say? Sandy, what's up? I'm getting all the people from the X video now. So I don't know, man. You know what frustrates me about people in the boxes. I really enjoy these conversations. I enjoy disagreeing or agreeing or coming out or hearing new perspectives. Like that. That's what I love about this, and I know there's people that do. So one day, guys, we're gonna find some friends that will help us out because Kim and I, I don't know about you, Kim, but I like to hear more. I like to hear from more people. So I'm trying to find some
I do
more.
too, as long as they're not disrespectful.
Well, yes. Now that's going to happen once in a while, though, as we.
Yeah,
But listen though, that is the thing about somebody, and not just that one person, but it's happened to be me before several times. Those people are showing who they really are to the whole entire audience and internet at large. They are not hurting me at all because all they're doing is showing everyone who's watching like, oh, okay. And I actually find that happens a lot in spaces over on X. Some people will like hog the mic, or they will keep butting in and say things purposely to try to get people's goat. And those kind of people, like, they make them, they hang themselves, I guess, is maybe not a great way to say it, but true. Okay, Gerald, we'll just get back to we'll go back to the show here. Gerald,
yeah, but it's
that's
annoying
on
when
that.
you're trying to have a real conversation and you have people being stupid.
Yes,
I don't have a lot of
those are
patience.
people that don't stick around very long. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, it really shuts down the conversation. I know, like when that one guy was on, like I just sat there, I didn't say anything because it was like,
I try to have fun with it though. I try to have fun with it, like especially when there's people that come on that seem insane. Those ones are fun because like I really just like to pick their brain and find out what's happening in there. All right, we got Cindy. We've had a few guys, haven't we? On Monday, Sir Stevo and I, we had a guy come up that just he just took the mic and ran and just started going to town about I forget what else he was talking about. And at some point I had to end it, but it was pretty funny. Rocky, I'll put Rocky on the list. Rocky, I think you might be somebody that's in the new group chat that I'm in on X. I have high school textbooks, but I do have uh, college notes from courses in college. I have some of those as well. I went and also from AIT in the military. Did you remember the sort of quote college you go to in the did you do that in the Air Force or no?
tech. Well, we call it tech
Tech
training.
school. Okay.
Yeah, tech school.
We call it AIT, Advanced Individual Training, I guess would be the
Yeah. Where
term.
did you do
Yeah.
your AIT at?
Fort Aberdeen, Maryland.
No.
Fort Aberdeen, Maryland. And that was an interesting experience. It was in a like artillery uh or no, what am I saying? Not Fort Aberdeen. Did I say Fort Aberdeen? Aberdeen Proving Grounds.
Mm,
They're proving grounds. So they do like testing for like major military weaponry there and stuff.
yeah.
So it was an interesting place to go. Well, I also did another AIT up in Wisconsin, Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. That was only like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That involved a lot more drinking, actually, believe it or not. Thanks for my foop, Kim. Sheena must have won some foop. Okay, used it today. Hell yeah.
Yay. Awesome.
Hell yeah. Treat everyone how I want to be treated. The day I saw. Well, and that's something about reading lots of different stories is you get to put yourself in different positions and different sort of like you get perspective, like we're talking about on this show. Hey, we got Elisa May in the house. Speaking of perspective, what's up?
Hello.
Elisa, I did a lot of what you said as well. I did a lot of just skimming through the books. When I was in college, I was in a philosophy class, and I ended up getting a good grade because in the beginning of the course, they put us in these groups, and we in the entire course, you were tied to this group, 4 people, and whenever there was a homework assignment, we all got together and decided which one we wanted to turn in. And one person in our group, I ended up becoming friends with a couple of the people in the group for a while. And the one person, she was like a we'll say type gold personality. Like she was had to be like the top or what am I saying? She had to be the one that turned it in because she was always going to be the one that did the most work on it because she was like a straight A's, you know, and really, really into it. For me, I had already been to war at that point. I was like an old man in college at that time, and I didn't give a shit about that. I was like, okay, we'll turn yours in. I remember distinctly though at the end, we did this exam. It was an oral exam about stuff we were supposed to have read, right? All I did was to bullshit my way through that because we were all together in a group. All I did was contribute by asking clever questions
Mhm.
in a way that made it seem like I read the content. You know, it was like, yeah, but how did they when they did this? You know, what do you think was going through? You know, and I would just I can't remember the specifics, but it was something philosophy wise. But yeah, I remember doing that so many times. You know, just skimming through, and then getting caught with my pants down. You know, the teacher asks you a specific question. It's like, well, I mean, I don't know.
Right. I used to just skim the back of it too and then write the book report.
The
And
cliff
I
notes.
got it, so
Oh, the book report. That you can't really do. I guess you could do Cliff Notes on the book report. When did Cliff Notes come out? That was like a
I skimmed the
cheat.
book.
That was like a hack. I don't think that's that old, actually. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, I don't know. They weren't around when I was around, that's for sure. You can't do that with what I did. You couldn't. You wouldn't be able to get away with skimming.
Well, this is the first real book I bought. It's Finding Cooper, Forever Boy. She's a famous Facebook mom who wrote a book on autism. She's actually just wrote her second book with 2 other famous autism moms on Facebook.
Cool.
And I'm only
Well,
on
that's one.
chapter 3. I'm probably going to give it to Dill's teacher and tell her to pass it around and let them read it and get the audio goal because I just don't have time to read.
Can anybody guess when Cliff Notes were originated?
I'm gonna say probably in the early 2000s.
Meh. All right, we got a bunch more likes on the wheel
The
now. So I'm gonna have
1970s.
to. I'm
The
gonna.
1970s.
Meh.
Oh.
Meh. Tasha says
1950s.
2000.
Huh?
You're just grabbing whole decades now with your S's.
Well, when did it?
1958.
Oh, didn't-
His name was. Let me read it here. Cliff Keith Heilgas. Hilligas. I'm not sure how it's said. Started publishing Cliff's Notes in 1958. A Nebraska native got the idea for Cliff's Notes after meeting Jack Cole, the co-owner of Cole's, a Toronto book business. But can you imagine how long it took in 1958 to be able to scale that to where most books, especially textbooks or like major novels, had that done. Like Cliff Notes, like somebody had to have read the book to such a degree that they could break it down into these like small bite-sized bits. That's an interesting story by itself. Actually, I never really got into it, but think about what that took. Like there was no AI to quickly like analyze the book and tell you the gist of it. You know, somebody had to do that. So that's kind of blows my mind. All right, I'm putting the Facebookers back on one more time because it looks like we got some new friends in here. So make sure if you haven't yet, hit the like button. And you know, I'm starting to see a lot of duplicate, like a lot of people with their like 6 accounts in here and stuff. You know, I'm gonna start. I don't know. I might have to start doing something about that. It's starting to seem a little much. There's several people.
I'm sure people that comprehend real well and read real well, they're pretty smart. Got a lot of knowledge.
There is a saying, and I don't know if it's true, but probably that you gain more wrinkles in your brain when you read.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like it makes your brain
But it
more
definitely,
wrinkly.
I don't know about that, but it definitely makes your brain grow. And if you don't use your reading skills, you lose them. They regress.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a muscle that you have to.
You have to exercise it just like
The same with speaking, and that's why I like these conversations too, because every week is a different topic, which gives us the opportunity to like exercise our brain a little bit and not just drone on about the same thing. Like, could you imagine if I did 5 nights a week just talking about my little aquaponics system with some guppies? Hey guys, more guppies. Look at what we got tonight. Cheers. You know, like
boring and drawn out.
right. Well, and it might still seem boring because it's still me every time. And of course I have the me personality that maybe, you know, not everybody enjoys every night of the week. But last night was good. Thanks for everybody coming in, showing some support. It's been a long time coming where I've been wanting to have Mr. Sativa Steve, he said, from Level Up to be on. So that was a good one. Yeah.
That's about right, country boy.
Sativa Steve, he says. That's what he came up with. It sounds like Scuba Steve, if you ask me. You're like, if you remember Big Daddy, you know about Scuba Steve. All right, I'm going to do this spin before a whole bunch more people pop in because, look, if you're not here by hour and a half in the show, you don't really deserve to get in on the wheel anyway. Unless you're a subscriber. Come on in. Just kidding. All right, that's enough. Let's do it. Good luck, everybody. I have some swag packs to put together to send out to a few people. I also have a few people to find out whether they want swag packs. So it looks like Michael Black's getting a swag pack. Jess Rosebud's getting a swag pack. Kim, you won another one. You used it as a game night ticket last week, but you have another win from me that you can choose what you want. Either some, and actually, you know what? I might start implementing this. You can. This is one of the choices. I'm going to try to take cash off of the table and say you can choose a gift card, and from any of the sponsors. And I'm not saying you. I'm not. You don't have to come up with your answer right this second, Kim. But I'm just saying in general to everybody, I got to take cash off the table. So my plan is to offer you a gift code to a subscribe or a sponsor of your choice in game night, or you obviously can get on the hat wheel an additional time if you want one of my hats, which I don't know if you're a hat person.
I'm not a hat person.
And then the other thing is you could use it for a game night ticket again as well. That's an option. Timothy Martin, we know him, and he will be happy to take this game night ticket. We're gonna write it down real quick here.
Margaret asked if we watched Reading Rainbow. I sure did.
Reading Rainbow.
That's old. That's from PBS,
Hey,
isn't it?
Noah, it's in
That's,
a book.
Yeah, what's his name? Lamar Burton. Lamar Burton. Look it up in the book. How do you get a game night ticket, Tasha? So this wheel that I just spinned this wheel that Timothy Martin won. Congrats, Timothy. He has the Hash and Dash insurance. That wheel gets you a game night ticket if you're not a subscriber. If you are a subscriber, anytime you win a WTIF prize, meaning I have myself on the game night wheel, I do spins throughout the week, like such as in just a few minutes, I'm going to do a couple spins. The number wheel. Tasha, I think you're a subscriber, aren't you? Yeah, make sure you get on that number wheel. I'll check it here in a minute before I put more numbers, or before I do a spin, I should say. But yeah, the game night ticket's just a choice for subscribers. Anytime you win one of my prizes, you can pick that, and it will basically guarantee you a spot in game night that week. I think that's fun, game night ticket. Yeah, congrats, Timothy. Yes, I thought so. And yeah, so make sure you've gone to wherever it is you're subscribed, either Facebook or locals, and get in on the number wheel. I'm going to put up the wheel right now so people can see what's going on. I think we got up to 25, 26 people. I'll have to go look. And let's see, keep going down the list. Tommy McKetta, I got to talk to you. Margaret Jett, I owe you something. I should have put that in your box, although maybe I was after I sent you the hat already. Shouts out to Margaret. She bought one of my hats. Remember, guys, if you're a subscriber, you can buy one for $30. That includes shipping. That I should be saying that. I guess I forget to tell you that. That includes shipping. That's why it's $30. So you're paying the shipping right there. I don't think I've been saying that for the longest time. People probably assume. I just now realized that right this minute that people are probably assuming they have to pay ship plus shipping. $30 plus shipping. No, that's to include the shipping. I should have been saying that. Wow, what a goof. All right. Anyway, Margaret Jett, I got to find out what you want. Michael Gray actually has a 2-pack, two wins coming from me. We'll see what he wants. Smashley has a win. Brenda Breiler has a win, and Alexandria has a win. So we got to find out what all of you folks want from little old me. Whoever's in the house, if you are or not, but let me know. All right, let me go check and see if there's any new numbers to grab. Going to locals first. Tasha, I see you. Okay. Brenda, I believe you have a number, but thank you for saying hello. Let me look down the list here. I see Brenda. I don't see Brenda. Okay, that might be an additional number there. Oh, we got Joe Orzel too. Let me see. Joe, okay, Joe's got a number already. Shouts out to Diane, who won last night. McLaren. I have to look how her name's spelled exactly. It's hard to remember. Mine's I have an MC name too, so one of those. Sheena, you were number 25. Okay, so then Tasha, you're going to be number 26. Am I losing my voice here? Okay.
She does ask you what colors you have, Wade.
Number 27. Hold on one second, Sheena. Brenda Breiler, you're number 27. And Terry, I believe I got you already. Bless you. Bless you. Terry, yes, you got a number. Well, I have a lot of colors left. I have the box here by me. There's pinstripe flat bills of different colors. There's curve bills. There's a pink and white curve bill. There's purple. There's purple and yellow or gold, I guess. Purple and gold. I'll grab the box here in a second. Give me just a minute. I want to check on my Facebook subscriber page or groups to find out if anybody jumped in on those. Kristen got a number 2. Okay. Go back to the other one. It's a lot to keep track of, but it's not a big deal. William's got number 3. Okay, we're good.
Well, I'm not going to stay up here, but I do got one other book that I skimmed through a lot, and that is my CNA book. It talks about the systems in the body and what happens to them as they age. That's a very knowledgeable book.
But that's the issue with medical books, and a lot of people will keep some medical books around. Doesn't it change over time?
Whatever happens to our skin's gonna keep happening.
What I mean is like new like information.
Oh, yeah.
And you end up with like this or whatever that like that's how they used to do it, but not anymore or whatever. So I'm worried about that, but maybe that's not a big deal.
Yeah, but the skin system, it's gonna lose elasticity, and it's gonna tell you all about the.
For the most part, it's gonna be gone. Yeah, maybe there's like some new thing that we learn after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming up, Elisa. Hard to get participants. I'm actually here before you leave real quick. You're one of the few people that come up more often. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway. I don't know. This sounds stupid. I don't want to bribe people to come up, but doing a giveaway to people that come up. So like not every night or not every Thursday, but like once a month. I'll write down every person that came up and contributed, and then maybe do something for those people. I don't know. It's a thought, but we're gonna try to get this train rolling. We have a good night.
Yeah. Good luck. Good night. Good night.
Tabby, don't say that about yourself. I'm sure you're older than 12. Come on. You see Tabby's profile picture?
I can't see it.
You can't see that? Oh man. That is something else.
Is that a ghost?
I mean, there's something happening there. I don't know, like maybe look like an onion bottom, maybe like a apple bottom. I don't know. Something going on there. It might need some sun, Tabby. You need to get some sun. Love to win some swag. Yes. I usually run out, Cindy. You're right, but right now I have a bunch, so you can get in on this. I do have a bunch of people to take care of, and a few people already picked it, so I do have something to get rid of. Do you like my planter? Yeah. Is that an air pot? Is that an air plant? All right. Let me shuffle this up a little bit.
It looks like a ghost.
Country Boy says snowman. Yeah, I could see snowman. Yeah.
It's a succulent.
Oh, it looks succulent.
Waylon, are you going to go from blow up dolls to planters?
The Planters Peanuts guy too, man. He seems like he reads.
Why? Because
with the monocle. He's got the monocle. Come on.
Oh yeah, that makes it was so intellectual.
Snowman, like the snowman could be Tabby says that it's a ghost, but a snowman would be cool too. Like it's clearly a female ghost, but a snowman would definitely have more lumps, if you know what I'm saying. So big snowy lumps.
Big snowy lumps.
Yeah, you could have like your sections, if you will, your upper section. You got the bottom section already covered. It looks like she's got that good. Oh wow, this is going to be a high number, 24. That's a high one. Let's go find out who it was. 24 hours ago. I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go home. All right, the winner and previous game night champion is none other than Mama. Rochi. All right, congrats, Mama Rochi. Let's give her the old. We didn't play any music, so I have some sound here tonight. Oh yeah, congrats, Mama Rochi. Give her this one. Oh yeah. All right, we're not done. We are not done. Not by a long shot. One more spin. One more spin our winner. Remember, you can win a whole bunch of more tickets on the hat wheel. A few people have been picking that as their win, and it gets them like a higher chance to win a hat that has a design or a color that they want before it's gone. Does that make sense? You get a higher chance to win faster, so that you can get your pick, and I think that's a pretty good use of it as well. All right, congrats to Mama Rochi. Let's find out who wins the second spins. Gotta write her down too. And Timothy won the ticket. Congrats, Timothy. Number 24 was Mama Rochi. And one more. Who will it be? Who will it be?
Who can
Here, I'll
it
play.
be now?
I was ready for it.
You and your harmonica.
I need to learn how to play it though. This is just. Bravo, bellissimo. 26, another big number. One of the two people that jumped in tonight. Look at that. Look at that. Last minute jumping in and won. Although you got in by the skin of your teeth there, Tasha. You missed two. Well, I guess you had two chances, but you missed a third chance to win yesterday. So try to get in on there around Tuesday. By Tuesday, I should have a number wheel post up on locals and on Facebook every week. If you try to get in before the show on Tuesday night, that's when I usually do the first spin. Not just talking to you, but everybody, of course. But yeah, congrats, Tasha. Now, Tasha, I'll go over it real fast if I can. You get 4 options. You can. I have decided to change the cash into an option of any of the game night sponsors, and we can talk in the DMs on who those are. There's 15 to 16 of them. I will get you a gift code. I'm guessing probably $10 to any of those game night sponsors. And then the other option is a game night ticket, so that you can play in game night regardless of if you're able to, or if you get in on the thing that you're supposed to do for game night or whatever. It just puts you in automatically, a game night ticket. The other option is a hat ticket, a ticket on the wheel for the hat that actually gets you a hat faster. More possibilities to win, chances to win, I should say. There was a fourth thing. Oh, the swag pack. You could also pick a swag pack, a pack of swag from me to you, and it's usually appropriate depending on your level of subscription. So, basic member, I'll send you, some slaps and a bunch of, doodads and baubles. I got, keychains and koozies and all kinds of good stuff, some dab mats and some lighters. And, so I got a bunch of goodies I can send if anybody wants. So there's 2 swag packs coming out already. It's going to be probably a bunch more coming out. You can let me know, but I'm just going to write you down. I got 2 packs of seeds to send out from last night's show too. Oh, you know what, Kim? Congratulations.
What?
Congratulations. I believe it was Javier who told me that he would like to pass them on to you. If you can ask her, it would be cool. Send you. Okay.
What do you
So
got?
he said because you love sativa. Well, these are a sativa leaning auto called Walter White's. They're called Walter White, and they're a feminized auto made by the dankseeds.com company.
I don't grow autos though.
You could try them.
Oh, I've got plenty. I suck.
All right, fine. Oh, I see. Well, he said he'll take them, I guess, if you don't. Said want them. I guess you mind if she doesn't want them. Okay. Yeah. I have a lot of seeds to get through. Okay, well, then maybe don't get in on a seed giveaway, Javier. No. See what he wants to do. Maybe we'll find someone else.
He's a nice guy. I really like Javier.
No, I we had fun, and there was our guest last night brought a couple extra packs of seeds if y'all didn't watch the show, and we gave those away.
I would be totally interested in the Walter White if they were photos.
Well, don't you have tons of those too?
Yeah.
So what's the difference then? Don't use that as your differentiate.
I will never grow the autos.
You've tried a couple times, you're saying, and it just doesn't work, huh?
Well, it's been accidentally. They're just too, I don't know, they're too foreign for me, and I don't have time to fuck with them. So
I think you just leave them alone and feed them.
yeah, well, they're not, it's not that easy. And I don't do things like that. I'm a type A person.
Hands on. Yeah.
So
I can imagine.
You can imagine?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Probably called you handsy in the school yearbook or something.
No. No, I didn't become like that until I got older. Out of high school.
Rochi, just writing these down on my other list. Like 3 different lists.
I don't do anything unless I purposely I like to do well. And I won't mess with something unless I'm going to do well. And autos for me, I have to think about them because they grow so differently and I don't know enough about them and I don't have the time to figure it all out. And I don't want to waste my time and my energy on something unless I'm going to do it well.
Thanks, country boy. Listen, you and Lisa were both up tonight, but I think I'm going to probably try to wait until like the beginning of the month or the first Thursday of the month to do this. And I'm going to I'm going to keep track of every person that came up to contribute. And I'm going to do something. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't, it may not be a giant thing, but hell, I mean, even if it's a game night ticket to people that aren't subscribers or people that are, and they get extra wins that way. We've also got more game night sponsors coming. I just haven't been doing a big push for it, but I know I could add some people to our list. The only thing is I want to make sure it's people that want to be in for the long haul, because there's some big names on our wheel, on our game night wheel, like these guys that are out there steps beyond me as far as a business that is operational, making products and profit and what's the other P, progress. But the thing about it is, like, I see that they are sending a message by sticking with me. The point is, they know it's going somewhere. I know game night can get just bigger and bigger, but every show I do, I think I see the potential, of course. But my point is, like, the game night specifically, that why do you think we have some of those names on there that just that have been on there for over a year? It's not just because they were good buddies. It's because it's a win 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 win. Like, everybody gets something out of it, and it's somehow, I'm not sure. It's almost like perpetual motion. I'm not sure how we're doing it, but it is somehow a win win for everybody. But just think about getting in, guys. If you're out there not subscribed, think about subscribing, and think about jumping in on people in the boxes sometime, because I think we're going to start rewarding somehow. Find a reward somehow.
How come you don't broadcast through GrowFam TV?
I don't have permission to do that.
Oh, I thought you would. Why don't you talk
I
about it?
have asked, but I don't think this is the time or the place to talk about it.
Oh,
Yeah, I could do every show over there,
I was just
but
curious.
that's all right.
I
I'm not trying to take, like, Wednesday is enough for me to have an audience that isn't really mine. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I don't want to do that for every one of my shows. Like, people that are watching right now, you guys out there are the people who are, I hate the term diehard, but people who are in it because you're entertained, man. Like, we entertain you. We try to keep it fun. Even boring topics, we got to make it entertaining. And people that are just zooming around all the time with ADD and they can't stop for 5 minutes to say hello and see what we're talking about, like, they're never gonna, be into it as much as you guys. And I like to know I have a good core audience of people that are into the content, not just coming through for giveaways, or not just coming through for to show their love to a bigger thing, right? And
yeah,
so Wednesdays is fun for me, but it's kind of an obvious difference, when, like, that I'm not translating that to this show or anything, but some of it, little by little. There's tons of Grow Fam that are part of my fam, but I also bring some fam to Grow Fam. I know I've met several people and got them into the Grow Fam. So probably I'd hate to overboast, but maybe, a few dozen people that I've got into the fam. So it is a win-win, but I don't want to make every one of my shows feel like it's not me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's tough. It's a balance. I'm the only one of us that does this many shows. Everybody, all the other hosts do like one show a week. You do two, I guess, if you count mine. You're always here. We love you. Appreciate it. Cheers.
I'm gonna be intermittent here.
Ashley, speaking of the hosts, come on up. You're gonna be intermittent. Oh yeah, gonna be busier,
Yeah, well, my house
moving and stuff.
had an actual closing date of the 29th. So I firmed up. I got movers. I found movers yesterday. I firmed up a moving truck today. I got a moving truck with a lift gate. So I'm really excited about that because that'll save a lot of back work.
Come on up, Smash. Yeah, that's gonna be very busy at that time, so no worries. Sheena, you might be. Are you using the app on your phone? Because you need to go to the website in order to change your subscription. You have to go to, like, your computer or laptop or something. Yeah, we're not done, Smashly. I mean, got a little time. Come on up. Give us your take on the topic.
Get up here, girl.
I don't have my son tonight, so we can just hell, I was thinking about pulling out the old Duolingo and learning some Portuguese. You always love to you always enjoy that, so like I enjoy it too. I just wish I could get myself to do it every day. I just right now I don't really have a reason to.
Yeah.
Strong enough, you know.
I'm kind of a weirdo like that. Like I don't know. I like learning. I like teaching and I like learning. It's like
Yes,
just
we all are, aren't we, guys? We're all weirdos because we all like that. That's in this audience. Go ahead. Sorry.
it's a big part of like who I am. So obscure stuff interests me.
Me too. I'm very like inquisitive.
Hmm.
A very green personality. I think we talked about this before. You never did the colors test thing, did you?
I don't think so.
You would be yellow, maybe orange. Orange is more eclectic. Yellow is more like the type A personality. Lists and organization and stuff like that. Green is more inquisitive nature, more like exploratory, and then blue is more of like a family nature, nurturing, more like caring, I guess.
Yeah. I did the Briggs Myers test and I'm an INFJ.
I don't know that one. I know the Roy G. Biv. No, just kidding.
So INFJ it's the rarest personality type.
Hey,
And it's
still the most rare.
introverted, intuitive, feeling,
Up close and
judging
personal.
is what that stands for.
You're an introverted feeling of judging.
Introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging.
Oh, feeling and judging. Yeah,
It's not judging like, oh, I judge you kind of a thing.
everyone does. Everyone judges me. I
It's
mean,
an analysis kind of a thing.
What are we talking about?
so yeah, just the personality types, the colors test. I don't know if you ever heard of that one, but the topic is
I've heard
books.
about that.
I mean, the written word, books, like the power of the written language. Like we have books on computers now, so it's hard to say books as in the paperback. Are there any novels that you read? Any art, or any authors, or anything that you read in the past, or like it's been years since I've read any of the Terry Brooks novels, but I've read like over 20 of his of one series. I read another series of his too, but wasn't as catchy.
So I kind of went through a phase where I didn't read for a really long time. I've been trying to get back into it lately. But as a kid, I really liked Goosebumps.
Sheena, I'm sorry. I'll get with you to try to figure it out. I think somebody, Smashley might have, or somebody else, someone had a yearly membership and upgraded it from whatever it was at. And I got to figure it out again.
Oh, the monthly $2 I had, or I was doing $5, I think. And then I
Yes.
upgraded.
Somebody else had it paid for a full year, $20. Once you're locked into that, it's not clear as to how to upgrade from it while you're in a year. But I think it's possible. I know someone did it. Anyway, we've been talking about it off and on for like a week or two now with her, so she wanted to upgrade. But yeah, please do. I actually, we're getting close to 70 over on locals, and my goal is 100 this year. But I don't know. That's going to be stretching it.
James Patterson, murder mystery or
Okay.
scary spookies.
I thought you were going to say like, where in the world is
Wait, is
Carmen
that
San Diego?
Oh,
Was
That's
that a book?
but I think they were books. Yeah.
I thought it
I
was.
think so. There is a show too, though, made from it. I think, though.
You remember Goosebumps, right?
Yeah, you didn't hear nothing I just said.
Well, that's
He didn't. He totally.
I don't know that. I didn't know that was the author of Goosebumps.
No, it's not. That's R.L. Stein. I was just saying when I was a kid, Goosebumps was my jam.
I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
Yeah, we know. It's okay.
Well, look, hey, when there's a question about upgrading prescription and subscription, when that question comes, I gotta take those questions right now.
Focus was altered.
I'm so zoomed in with this. It's so funny. If I go like this, like well, Smashley and I are about the same. Actually, all three of us are similarly distanced here. And then when you go like this, Kim's still sinking back into the couch. Oh no, you're in the computer chair tonight.
Yeah.
Are you
I
gonna
moved
set up
I
Swing
moved
right into the screen.
because that chair that I have was making my back hurt to sit
James
in it.
Patterson? That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are nice chairs. I have one upstairs, but I actually really enjoy being able to stand up, dance.
Yeah, it's better for
Voila.
you.
I found out,
I want a taller desk so I can stand.
or the kind that can
I'm on my
adjust.
feet all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, you're on your feet all day.
I'll be a teacher someday.
Get one of those balls. You just sit there bouncing all day.
I don't sit. I'm on my
Yeah.
feet most of the time.
Okay.
And
You know what I
No,
would
you
get?
don't even need to worry about it then.
You know what I'd get, Kim? I
What?
would get those moon shoes,
There you go.
and it would just feel like your feet are cradled in nice trampolines all day,
I
walking
feel like
around.
Napoleon Dynamite.
You'd be
Yeah,
like,
no, I don't complain. Like my feet and my legs don't get tired or anything like that. But when I get home, like I like to just chill and relax a little bit before I like to download before I go to bed. And
I have
kind of
restless legs. I swear. Do you have like a problem with you while sitting? Do you move your legs around a lot?
no.
I do. Like I'm pretty sure I have restless leg syndrome.
Like where you're shaking your leg.
But it's probably just a magnesium deficiency, kids. We've learned about this recently. The magnesium is so important, and I need some copper too up in here.
I still want to get like tested
Go eat
to
a
see
penny.
like what I'm lacking or whatever.
Forget that. I got to do that too. What, Kim?
Waylon, go
Mm-mm.
eat a penny.
Just swallow the penny.
Let it sit in your belly.
Can you imagine pooping that out?
I'm probably.
Oh, 2 pesos. No, the joke is you eat a nickel and you poop out 5 pennies.
It doesn't work like that.
You make change.
It doesn't work like that.
Might get more iron that way. Do you think the penny would dissolve at all on the way out?
What was
Stomach
the sign
acid?
of low iron? Isn't that like chewing ice or something?
I've not heard of this.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a good question for you,
I can't remember what it is though.
Smashley. Do you have any books on plants and things like that?
sure do.
It's not
Sure do.
all Daddy Google research. It's
No.
it's
I
like
don't go
you've
to
got.
Google for my plants unless I want a picture of the plant.
Do you have
It's right
one of those like
here.
lost herbs books,
I sure
whatever?
do.
From those,
Sure
that guy,
fucking do.
the guy that's got the long beard. Like if he didn't have the long beard, like you wouldn't believe the guy. Like he looks like
She just
from the
came
time.
out with a second one that I need. But Lost Book of Herbal Remedies is what I recommend everybody
Lost
get.
Book of Herbal Remedies. Does it
There's
say,
like a lot of other ones. Like I have a
does it
Native
say in
American
small?
one.
Does it say in small print? Old wives' tales.
Yeah.
Kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
it doesn't. And then I have I like this one a lot, the Holistic Guide to Wellness. This one compares
Oh,
holistic with like Western
like it.
medicine and ancient Chinese medicine and all that kind of stuff. But
says, do you have it at night in bed? Yes. Put a bar. 1 sec, Smashley. Put a bar of ivory soap under your fitted sheet. I have the pure magnesium spray. I spray it on the bottom of my feet for bed. What's the ivory soap gonna do? Love that book. She says she loves that book, Ashley. So yeah, those look like good books.
dust.
Do you read books to your kids?
Me?
Yeah.
I got out of the habit, but I used to do it every night before bed.
Kim, did you ever read books to the kids?
To my students?
Don't you have a son?
Oh yeah, you couldn't get that little fucker to sit still for nothing.
When he was like little, My son loves when I read books.
My son was severely ADHD, man. He couldn't sit still.
Mine go through phases. Like some weeks I'll be reading them, but then others they don't want nothing to do with them.
Yeah. He had the attention span of a
I mean when they're going to bed. Did I not say that? I'm sorry. Like
No.
at night, bedtime story.
I tried and it was just not something that he could. And stories too. I tried doing stories with him too, and
just making stuff up. Oh, those are the best.
Yeah.
I just tell them I take my son's favorite characters and I make them all go on like a adventure.
Yeah, Taylor was, I don't know, he
What's
was
that movie with Adam Sandler? Bedtime Stories.
Oh yeah, that was a good
That's
one.
a good movie.
Or remember the Never Ending Story?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's all about a book and coming
Yeah.
to life. There's also they're supposed to be making a remake or a sequel or something. I hope it's.
I hope they do it well because the second
I don't know.
Never-Ending Story wasn't that good.
I feel
Yeah.
like they need to stop trying to remake everything.
They're like, oh, what idea can we remake now?
Yeah, like they clearly don't have any more ideas, so they're just gonna remake everything.
Everything's been. Some people say, oh, every idea has already been invented. You know, I'm like, I don't know.
You ever watch Fern Gully? They're remaking that into a live action movie now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I'm kind of curious about that because that's like a blast from the past.
Yeah,
What
you
about-
guys were in kids when that came out?
I just thought of this, but we didn't talk about speed reading. Remember, like I don't know if it's hooked on phonics, but like there's different like courses or different things that can teach you how to like speed reading. Like, you guys seen those ever? Remember, like they're like probably scams too, but like they try to say that they can teach you how to speed read or whatever. There's different courses you can take.
I don't know. I think when people are reading in their head, it's always going to be quicker.
Well, yeah,
But I mean, like, I don't know. If I'm trying to read fast, that's what I'm focusing on, not the words.
A lot of that
Like,
is-
I'm trying to read fast.
a lot of speed reading is a lot to do with your processing in your brain, and not everybody has that ability to do that.
Isn't it certain words like you're picking out words of significance
Yeah.
and you're glossing over
Ow.
like a lot of the filler stuff?
Kind of like that one meme test where like every word was spelled wrong except the first and last letter was correct,
Yeah.
and your brain can still read it like it's not spelled wrong at all.
Yeah, I've
Weird.
seen that. It's similar to well, I don't know, it's not similar, but you made me think of the test where like at the beginning it says to read everything, and then a lot of people skip past, and they like it's like a test, right? But at the bottom it says don't answer any of the questions or whatever, and everyone skips. I'm sure Kim's seen these, like where it says read everything before you begin, and everyone just 2 + 2, okay, that's okay. Oh, what's a capital? Okay, I got this, and then they get to the bottom and like, oh, you weren't really supposed to answer anything, you know. That's like a cognitive
like it trips you up.
test. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna clean this out here, and then we're gonna get going. But yeah, thank you for coming up. Is there any books you remember reading as a kid? You know, like I remember the Berenstain Bears books. We talked
Oh
about.
yeah, I
Goosebumps.
love those. Goosebumps, American Chillers,
the what is it called? The
Little House on the Prairie.
no, the garden, the Hidden Garden. What's it called?
Oh, The Secret Garden.
Yeah, the Secret Garden. We read the wardrobe, the Indian cupboard.
Oh, I love that.
That's right.
Yes. You seen the movie of that?
Yeah, it
Is
was
that
actually
the one
pretty
with
good.
Daniel Day-Lewis in it?
I don't know who was in it. I was a kid when I saw the movie. Did you know that there's a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or it's called the movie's not actually called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. It's called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original. And there is a sequel to it. It's a book.
I did not know this.
In the book, Charlie takes the glass elevator. I don't remember the details, but they end up taking the elevator to another planet or something. So it gets wild, but yeah, they probably aren't going to make a movie of that. Yeah, Jumanji, man, they tried remaking that once. I forget what it was called.
Still Jumanji. It just had The Rock in it.
Yeah, but there was there was another one though before that where it was like these kids and they're playing a board game and their house ended up floating through space and they're like
Mm.
playing the game. Remember?
Zathuro. This is a thorough.
So that was just a knockoff of
Yeah,
the movie, you know.
that makes sense. Yeah, it was.
I remember reading the Boxcar Children, but I used to read Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys.
I remember those.
I remember always wanting to read those, but then I then I didn't.
I think we read Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, I liked that. Clifford. I loved the Clifford books.
My son loves Clifford books. Yeah,
Those were
we
great.
actually right now we read. It's been a while since we read a Captain Underpants book, but he brings home Fly Guy books.
My
Fly.
kids-
There were, it
Oh.
says Fly Guy or Buzz had a pet fly. He named him Fly Guy. The fly could say the boy's name. Buzz. That's like the first part of every one of the books, and there's like 30 of them.
Oh
Like,
Lord.
I can just tell you the books by now, man. That's a good one, and we read The Prince and the Pauper recently. He loves Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie
Loves anything Winnie the Pooh. Not just Pooh, but like the whole thing, all the characters,
You ever heard of the book? Well, probably not. I don't know. Maybe you have Fancy Nancy.
No,
I don't think I've
Nancy
heard
Drew.
that.
No, they're it's like a, I guess tailored to little girls, but it's cute books, princessy dress up type stuff, imaginative. It's cute, but
Oh
Evelyn,
yeah,
my daughter
that's my
likes those a
jam.
lot.
That's my jam.
So I was
Hey,
like, well,
Ashley.
probably not.
Ashley, you are while I got you here, you also have a win from me. So you have the choices.
Oh.
You may not have been here when I was giving out all the choices, but you can either pick one of the sponsors. I'm going to get do a gift card for one of the sponsors, or from game night, or you can pick a game night ticket, which you are familiar with that since you have a show during game night. That would get you in the game night without having to show up. And also a hat ticket, a ticket in the hat wheel to give you a chance for a hat. I think you might be on already, and you can get more. You can use it to get more chances if you like, or you can pick a swag pack. I got a bunch of swag here to give out. So you got 4 options with the WTIF win now. I'm taking tonight was. I didn't even think about it before the show, but right now I've decided. I'm going to try to take the cash off the table, and I'm just going to go with game night sponsors.
Yeah.
If you have a game night sponsor that you would like, I will work it out with them, pay them for a little gift code, and then for mostly people that have websites, of course.
You know what I decided?
I would love to. I've asked you 3 times.
I've decided to buy a 55-gallon steel drum so that I can make biochar.
Not even answering the question I wanted you to answer.
What question?
You have a win too, a WTIF win that I got. They're all question marks until I find out what you guys want. Maybe
Well,
I want
I have to
another
take the
hat
choices off
spot.
the table.
I'll take another hat spot.
Okay,
know what
I might
the-
have to take the choices back from that. It might be too many choices. What's that?
Oh,
I said I don't know what the hell I want.
Well, I don't know what you want either, but you can think about it as getting something for your group, for your giveaways. If you guys don't get in on Kim's giveaways, she does giveaways weekly in her group.
Yeah, I've got 3 of them over there right now.
3 of them right now, and those are not giveaways where you have to be present at some live stream.
Nope.
So it's a lot different and much easier, similar to the number wheel that we do.
I try to offer a variety of giveaways because not everybody can make it, to the live.
yeah. I need to join more giveaways.
It can be overwhelming, definitely,
There's
especially
so
for.
many. Yeah.
But there are some really good ones worth it. There's some people that there. I know there's some. We all see them, and there's some people that just make sure they're in every one of them.
Yeah.
And God love them. Smashly, you have 2 now, 2 additional to what you're going to get for the original parameters, being a member and how long and all that other stuff. So you'll get all that stuff added in before we do the spin in a couple days.
What's the swag?
Swag pack. I can always tell you stuff, you know, in the DMs or whatever. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I have, you know, lighters and koozies and dab mats and let's see,
Oh,
You know what?
myself.
If I'm gonna get something, I think
keychains and stickers and seeds and
what
electronic devices.
What
I
kind
got
of
a bunch of seeds over the weekend at the event. I
What
got me
kind of
some
seeds?
the Grow Room Genetics. I got some what's it called? White Glove Genetics from Josh White, marijuana maintenance program. The Grow Room Genetics is
Any
from
of them?
friends of ours too.
Sativa?
What's that?
Any of
Say again?
them Sativa photos?
Probably. I got hitter boxes. I got a bunch of like cookies, wristbands. And,
I don't care anything about any of that junk.
you know what? That's why you get a choice.
If you have any sativa photo seeds, dude, I don't wear jewelry. Have you ever fucking seen me wear jewelry? Nobody
It's not
has.
about that. You could give it out in your packs to people.
I got rings on every finger.
That's cool. I used to get in fights when I was in high
That's
school.
cool.
I used to get in fights in high school, and I've had more damn rings.
Oh
than
shit!
I
There
can
you go.
know.
I've
Yeah, I
got
don't wear them for fights.
I've got a whole bunch of
I
seeds
started
here.
getting smart though. Like when I was gonna fight somebody, I'd sit there in class period and I'd pull my rings off and I'd stick them somewhere, and then I'd go out and I'd kick ass, and then I'd have to wait because my hands were all
You have to kick some ass.
fucked up.
Yeah, open up a can of whoop ass.
Ooh, I got a jelly donut seeds. I got orangutan nuts. Oh, that's cool.
Saying that.
I got
Does
I
it
got-
tell what the crosses are?
BBL. It's Black Betty times Gold Train.
Ouch.
What does BBL stand for?
Black Betty times
Bam
Gold
blam.
Train. I think it's big bold. I believe it means big bold love.
Big bold love. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, or
Big bootylicious.
oh,
Goes with that planter.
babe.
You weren't here to. Were you here to see that planter?
Me? No, I don't know.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Big
Let's look at Tabby's profile pic.
Yeah.
I can find it
Tabby's
back here.
profile pic is this planter. It's white. It's a white
Tabby,
goat.
Tabby Doo, are you out there still? Here she is.
Big old booty.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be that. I've literally seen that in my feed the past like week, and I laugh every time. It's funny. It really is funny.
Oh,
I'll take some seeds if you got any sativa, but they got to be photos.
Golden Gloves. These are Night Fighter times Gold Train. I got more Golden Gloves. More Golden Gloves with this big BBLs. BBLs.
Yeah.
I always give them away too, though. Are they? Well, like Josh White, I know him.
Yeah.
Like, promote his. Like I could do a giveaway with them.
Rainbow Sunset.
Lift. That's what I stand for.
Brazilian butt lift.
I've got Rainbow Sunset, 26% THC, 10-week flower, 405, and Sunset times GDP times Gold Train, white train or white glove genetics. Josh White.
Is Josh White?
Yeah.
Yeah, just send me some seeds and I'll just do a giveaway with them. That way I can promote his shit.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't say shit. His gear.
Do you want slaps?
His shite. Make it sound fancy.
Shite. His shiitake.
I've also got these from the Grow Room Genetics on top of all my other my little seed bank here.
What's Grow Room?
The Grow Room Genetics. It's I know the couple that runs it. They're good people. I see them a lot at events.
Are they
Derek and Jessica? Yeah, they're local to me with their friends. They're they would know Josh too. Well, Josh is local to me. You know Josh White, right?
Yeah, no, I know who Josh White is. I don't like really know him very well, but I know who he is. Like he's got a good program over there. Like I support that.
So we got Black Lemon Haze,
Ooh, hell, I want those.
Black Haze times Skunk. You got Platinum Nancy, which is Soccer Mom times Platinum Mint Monkey Punch. We've got
What are those black haze things?
oh Black Haze, lamb to lamb, oh Black Haze. Hold on, let me read the rest of them. Platinum Nancy, Black Lemon Haze. Yeah, it's Black Haze times Skunk. That's a skunk
Skunker.
variation.
Huh.
Black Lemon Haze.
And who's the breeder of those?
The Grow Room Genetics.
What does their picture look like?
It's hilarious.
Okay. Oh,
It's like the bathroom guy, except for it's a person with a plant.
Didn't they sponsor you before?
Yeah, they've given me seeds before, but they don't have a website. And I saw him at the event, and he gave me a bunch of goodies to give out to you guys. So
Yeah.
Well, I will take some of those black haze thingies.
Black Haze, okay.
Because haze is
Black Lemon Haze. Black Lemon Haze.
I don't know. I know haze is sativa. I know skunk is indica. I don't know about the lemon. Can be. I don't know.
It'll be a tart when you smoke it. You'll be like,
It'll be puckersome.
yeah, it'll be like pucker up.
Buttercup.
All right, I can send you that. So I'm gonna put an S next to your name.
An S.
Yeah, for the swag.
Spicy.
Well,
Spicy.
spicy.
Or shut the spicy up. Oh, no.
You guys have a cookies over there?
We do. We got a bunch of dispensaries now. There's like 6 or 7 of them that are within 20 minutes of me.
Cookies?
Yeah.
Wow. We only have one in our state. It's up in Albuquerque.
It ain't that, I like cookies, but it's like it's another dispensary. They got a bunch of merch just like other dispensaries do, and
Yeah, well, they have
they're good people, but they did not take me up on my offer to be their local guy. No.
Hey, you want to know something? Do you know JB Johnny Be Good?
Well, JG Wentworth 877 cash now.
No,
877 cash now. Oh, sorry.
no, JBG Collective. Johnny Be Good. He's around. He's a local breeder here in Las Cruces. He sells his seeds and cookies. His gear is in cookies.
I'll send you some stickers too.
Oh yeah.
Some stickers of what?
Like old Band-Aids and
Oh,
whatever
that's sexy.
has some sticky left to it.
That's disgusting.
No, I got tons of slaps at the event, plus what I already had. Look at this. This thing is full of slaps.
Damn.
Oh, that reminds me. I went through my stickers. I need
And some edibles in here. Go ahead, sorry.
send them to you for your son.
Look at what I got in here that I could send to somebody in a little swag pack.
What's that?
Snacks?
Passage of some sort.
Snackies?
Oh, Eddie's.
Snackies? Yeah, and I got some like these big stickers. What's this? Trinity. It's a Peoria dispensary. Giant stickers. Jeez. Not this much.
Ashley, where do you live? Are you in Illinois?
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan.
Michigander.
Yep.
Michigander.
Not quite that far up there.
Oh yeah, they're up in the old Yooper and the old fudgies. I got a ton keep spirits high. I got a whole
That's
stack of
cool.
these. A bunch of slaps from all kinds of places. They all slapped me so hard. And then they gave me these stickers.
Slap.
That should be what it is. Is like, okay, I give you a sticker if you let me slap you. Like that's how.
I'd like to
You
be
gotta
able
slap the sticker on them.
I'd like to be able to go to the Earl Cup again.
Earl
This-
Grey.
No, the Earl Cup.
Tea.
The Angry Earl.
Never heard of that one.
It's in Phoenix. It's a
Phoenix,
lot of
Arizona. There's a Peoria, Arizona.
fun. I know there is because one of my good friends lived there. Till
I
he
bet
got
you didn't know there was a portal from that Peoria to this one. What? Who's what you got to be laughing at me for? Anyway, on that note, it's time to go. I'm done doing more dabs. I think I did 100.
You're all good.
Time to go get some exercise in. By exercise, I mean VR.
I'm going to bed. I woke up
I tell you what, it is exercise for me. I'm standing up. I have a whole like room area, and when you get close to your edges, like it puts this inside the game that's like grid comes up, so it's like very obvious that you're
Oh,
close to the edge, and so you're backing up even though your character's moving forward. It's a very weird feeling, but I've gotten good at it. But I get sweating.
you playing.
Oh, like running around with like military type games, you know, Call of Duty style. Like, and I'm running around in my living room, I'm down on my knee. Oh, you know, I got my sniper rifle, like doing all these different, you know, like very physical labor to play some of these games.
You
There's
know
other
what
games where you have like a sword in each hand, and you're just whacking the shit out of stuff.
yeah. I can imagine it gets a little intense.
You know what I would like to do is do
Brenda.
like what do you call it? Where you go like on a visit a what do you call it? Like a virtual
Smashly.
tour kind of a thing.
I just seen that comment.
Virtual tour. Oh, there's some stuff like that actually. There's
Like-
somewhere I can go and see. They have cameras inside of animal enclosures, and I can basically put my head where the camera is, and I'm like 3D or VR inside the animal pen. It's pretty cool. Mama Rochi, congrats! You won tonight.
Woo.
You're still here. I want you to know that you win. I gotta write your name. Oh, I already did.
I would love to do that. I would like to go on a virtual like trip or whatever someplace.
You can go on a virtual trip. You just take some mushrooms, you put your VR on, and boom, you're there, baby. Like that's how you're there.
There will be no way that I will take mushrooms like that.
So
No way that I have a lobotomy or a fucking electroshock, whatever.
right.
I'm good.
There's a game.
Huh?
There's a game on VR that's called Trippy, and you have to pay a monthly like a subscription fee, and it's not a game. Like you don't play anything. Like it just literally is like visuals coming at you. And I haven't played it because I wasn't going to pay for that, but it's like you basically here buy this if you're on drugs, like like
that.
That's what it seemed like to me anyway. I don't know. Oh, Mama Rochi might be gone. Mom, I'll have to send her a message. Tell her she won. Cullen, what's up, man? Yeah, let's get out of here. Have a good night. Thank you, ladies, very much. Remember, guys, go check out these awesome ladies on Girl Fam TV and check out their group, Smash's Garden, Legit Bean Review Remastered. Always doing awesome things. Smashly unveiled the new logo. Kim? Didn't you say that you wanted a new logo? Did you already get it done?
Mm-mm.
You know, I do logos for my peoples.
Well, do me a logo.
You'll have to send me a DM. Explain to me just a few things like of interest, points of interest that you want in it, and then from there I can.
The only thing I care about is the basic design that I have in my thing.
Still here, Mama. Thanks.
Just
Mama.
like I have in there, that sun star looking thing is a Zia symbol. Because that's our symbol for our state.
You like your state symbol, so I put your state bird in there too.
No, I don't want a roadrunner
State
in there.
flower, no, okay. The roadrunner.
No, but I have look at have you looked at my symbol?
I'm not sure. I'm all I see is Ebb and Flow Seed Company.
Yeah, but you got a sticker right behind your head over there with my symbol on it. Somewhere I've seen it on your wall.
Did you sneak over here and put a sticker on my wall that I didn't know that?
No, but I've seen it hanging back there before. Like I don't see it right this instant.
Oh, here I can make myself a bigger.
It's right over you. It's right over there where the arrow to your pew pew is. That.
This?
Yes, that sun-looking thing. That's actually a sun. It's a Zia symbol, and it's a Native American symbol.
That's not a bad logo. Who did that logo?
Me and Steve-O.
I didn't know I even had that on the wall.
I did because I've seen it back there.
It's funny that I always assume that the stickers are so small that no one's able to really see what's on the wall back there, except for the pew pew, of course. But people can, like, especially when I'm full screen,
Yeah.
more full than this even. But you guys probably kind of look at some of those. I might change my background one day. Did you ladies see the post of I took a picture of my son in front of his little sticker wall that he's got going on?
Yeah. Well, I just said, and you weren't listening again. Did you hear what I said about that? Such a down man.
About what?
I said I need your address because I went through my slaps, my stickers, and I have a bunch of stickers to send to him.
Well,
they're
so
not.
You don't want me sending you stickers then?
Well, they're not cannabis stickers. So.
Oh, I see. Well, I might have cannabis ones I could send you, but
they're
okay.
Not nice ones that kids.
He's got a lot of stickers though, and I've already sent my address to 2 other people who said this, did the same thing on the post. Said send me Professor Lee Stevens. How his name is, Professor Lee.
Yeah.
You guys know the professor, right? He always talks in third person. Says send the professor your address, and he'll send you some stickers. He said, "Look at what the cat dragged in."
I'm sorry.
We had one foot out the door already. We was like, I had the keys were in my pocket. The lights were getting shut off.
Oh man, okay, I got a little 20 minutes. How long you got?
You know what? I don't have my son tonight. Let's go. We've got 10 people in the Facebook house. What's up, Facebookers? Let's see. A hashtag. Let's go. Let's a hashtag. Let's smoke another dab. Rachel's in the house. King Neb's in the house. Oh, we got Ohio in the house. What's up? Okay. Brenda just came in. What is this? Like the round 2 of the show? Okay.
Yeah, round 2. I'm sorry, I got a call on the phone.
Oh my. You're lucky I don't have dad duties tonight. Charlene in the house. Hello, Charlene.
Hi, Charlene.
Mama Rochi, and everyone that's coming in now. I am interested in your opinions too on the topic. Just as far as like, are there any books or authors that you guys actually keep up with or enjoy? Any like major series that you read through school or whatever? Mine is Terry Brooks. I read a whole lot of Terry Brooks.
Stephen King.
We talked about Stephen King earlier. We brought up a lot of good scary movie scary movies and scary authors as well, and authors of scary stories too.
Did you say Terry Miller?
I don't think anyone brought up Terry Miller. Nope.
I like Anne Rice.
Sitting in the Storm, Charlene. I hope you're.
Hi, Kim.
Hope you're safe.
Hi, Smashley.
What's up? What's up?
That's Smashley in the house, guys. Check out this. I don't have the logo on here, but I'll see if I can pull it. It doesn't look good with us and behind it, but I'm going to put it up there anyway.
Danielle Steele. Oh my God, I haven't heard about Danielle.
Oh, Daniel's still pretty good.
Steele.
Stephen King, yeah, the classic. Look
There
at
you
it.
Donald
Yeah.
Boyd.
Look at it.
That lives in Florida or Georgia because they're
Who did that?
It's
getting the hurricane.
almost more visible now than it was last night. We were
Mm-hmm.
because of all the stickers on my wall made it hard.
Yeah, I
Pretty
love
visible. It was almost like the computer was like, here's an avatar of Ashley. Like it was like right in the top too. It's like boom. Here you go. And I actually have another one to show off. I think I might show it off on game night, but we're getting some good comments on the topic now. Colin says R.L. Stein. Okay, no one brought him up, but I didn't remember his name. Ozzy
Yeah, he's
Osbourne
from that
book is
Rock
awesome.
Goosebumps.
Well, something I wanted to bring up and I forgot until now. Everybody still writes books. People of prominence, anyone who got a viral video or whatever, like hell, almost like anyone who is married to someone famous is writing a book. Like politicians all write books. Books, there's something nefarious about that too. If I'll get conspiratorial for a moment, they do things like that with book tours and selling books at certain numbers of dollars in order to pass dollars around. Am I
Right.
wrong? Am I
What do you
wrong? Yeah, that's definitely something that's
Yeah.
happening out there. Like it's a way to launder money.
How?
Hey, I
So-
said James
so-
Patterson too.
I write a book, right? And I am like a person of prominence, and people want favors from me. So they buy my book for $1,300 a book or whatever, right? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And or whatever it is, like some crazy amount. Just like there's like some people with their paintings, like, oh, I'm an artist, so you buy this painting at $1 million.
Yeah, but how is that money laundering?
Come on.
I mean, I could see patronizing, but
Okay, maybe you're right. It's a bribery or not extortion. It's more bribery. But my point is like it's weird how many people write books nowadays when there's no way they're getting that many people to read them. You know, maybe. I mean, big people. There's like some that you might.
Obama's books made
Like that, something like that. You're gonna have a big.
Stanley Kubrick. Clockwork Orange, my favorite.
Oh, Smashley. Yeah, she's already working on it
Yeah.
for next week. Yeah.
What's that?
You should in
Stickers.
from that logo that I just put up. Yeah, so you should be able to take that one I put in the chat. But if you need a new one,
You want on the shirt too?
you
You want on the shirt?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I do have a online store that does T-shirts and shower curtains.
Well,
You should see
shit.
my-
do
Yeah,
the
my-
shower
Oh,
curtain.
yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, my whole bathroom is like LMPG, is weed theme, everything.
Nice.
I didn't know that. What's the website?
It's not up yet, but it's shoplmpg.com.
That's why you haven't been.
I gotta pay the bill.
Yeah.
I got a website, but
Right,
You can't go to it yet.
Let me see. Can I go to it? Let me see. shoplmpg.com.
But we got to get into your book a little bit too, man. That's what I
Sure,
wanted
sure.
you on for sure tonight. But I'm glad you came in, so we can talk about it at least for a minute. You just had it just released. I'm guessing it's out now.
It's in draft. But I mean, it's on Kindle. If you have Premiere, I mean, what's that? Amazon Prime, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It's free on Kindle. So, but if you don't
Free
have
on Kindle. Okay.
yeah, it's $9.99 if you don't have it. And they're just waiting for the final draft, so it should be out. So really, straight to the point grow book for beginners, grocery grower, to professionals, and it's right to the point. So right to the point that it's only 100 pages long.
What's the title again?
The Art of Growing Cannabis, Becoming One with Your Plant.
Jag and Wayne in the house. What's up, Wayne?
What's up? What's up?
Oh wow, Brenda says she's ashamed to admit that she read the Twilight series.
Don't be ashamed. I watched the movies.
Hey,
I didn't read
That
the
was a huge deal at the time, man. Like the following and not just readers, but like the teen girls all
yeah.
falling for the vampire kid, whatever his name is,
Edward.
sparkly guy, the sparkly vampire.
Sparkly guy.
Sparkly vampire.
They're so sparkly and beautiful while they drink your blood.
There you go.
Yes,
Boom.
we talk. We oh, there it is.
Look at
The art
that.
of growing
Nice.
cannabis.
Yeah.
That's an attractive cover too.
Yes, exactly. It's scored. Thank you so much. It's scored
Yeah.
8.5 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well worth it. Well, I'd say 10 out of 10, but
Right.
Well, what's the scale you're talking about?
What do you mean? For bestseller.
In like a New York Times bestseller. Like I don't know what you.
Amazon bestseller.
Oh, I see.
I'm 8.5
That
out
makes
of 10.
more sense.
All right.
Officially out of the slammer. Oh, you can comment again, tagging Wayne.
The
Awesome.
Slammer.
Glad you came through to comment here. Thanks, man. We're actually way beyond the show now, but we actually have an author on.
Yeah. Hi.
I thought about writing books
Hi.
before. Have you ever thought about writing fiction?
Yeah, I have my life is sort of like a movie, so I want to write that next. And I got a romantic book, how to
That
be
sounds
more,
like a biography, an autobiography.
or a documentary.
I said
or something.
fiction. You ever thought about what about like
fantasy
story
books?
where a story where like Bud gives these guys superpowers.
Yeah. I thought a lot about that. Mostly royal shit, like royal stuff, with like smoking a lot of weed and having fun.
I'll tell you a story that I thought about making, and it could be like a comic book, but it'd be kind of dark. It's a little bit of a dark story about a guy, coming home from like a disabled veteran, not like with PTSD, and more of like a combat. Like I was in combat, but I drove like heavy vehicles. I wasn't marching in the
right
holes or whatever. But my point is, like, this guy is a guy that worked with canines overseas, right?
Right.
And he ends up kicked out, and to be the situation where he gets kind of like his back turned on by or their backs turned on him, like he kind of gets thrown out of the military, and then he has to end up taking care of two of the canine like dogs, right? These dogs they experimented it on and stuff. So that's where the sort of supernatural part comes in. These dogs have like, they're a little extra beefy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have
But that's the whole story, though. Hold on, let me tell you the story.
Okay.
Because this has been a story I've had in my head for a long time, and I never told this you guys. I have it written down in my list of cool ideas. And so what happens is he starts walking his dogs at night in the city. The city's like just full of corruption and these criminals everywhere and this nastiness, right? And so he ends up getting like maybe, I don't know how it would work out, but maybe someone tries to mug him, right? And he's got his two dogs. Well, he takes care of business, right? But then he turns into a vigilante where he uses his dogs as part of his that's part of his. So think Batman, except
weapons,
for with
the utility dogs.
Well, like his dog's leashes, right? They'll have all these gadgets involved with these dog's leashes. He's got two of them, right? And so if he wants to, they can carry him like they can go fast. They're two beefy fucking military dogs, so they can carry this guy's weight, right? And so like that he can set up like special harnesses, right? Like a little foot saddle on each one of them, and they can both take off and like the superpowers, except he uses dogs, right? The guy's a badass in his own right, but he doesn't have superpowers.
Right.
These are dogs that have like all these steroids and shit coming, that like all this, whatever the backstory is, like gamma rays, who knows, some shit from like the military that they were exposed to, some bomb or whatever, like something realistic, right? They were exposed to chemicals or whatever in the war, and that turned them into these freaks, and they weren't able to be around normal people. But this guy, they were cool with this guy, right? So he was okay to take them, and then he ends up with the government wanting them back because they see how powerful. The experiment worked. The experiment worked. We got to get these dogs back, and so then he's constantly dodging the man again. Anyway, it's a story. It's out there.
Go write that motherfucker.
I should, but you know what? Who has time to talk about? Who has time to read a story?
I do. I love reading books. I mean,
you wrote a book. How did you find time to write a book?
Throughout what it was I journaled everything from my first grow, and I grew in a credenza. in the hotel rooms. And the funny thing was, I was working for Tesla Gigafactory as an electrician, and after I left that job, they wanted somebody as maintenance, and it was just perfect. I'll hop right on it. I live right here in the building, same building, and I'll be the only maintenance person going in my room. So I grew it in the credenza. I grew it under the sink at first, then I grew it in the credenza, and then from there I bought a tent. So it's like a little budget grow I was doing, and I paced myself. And they said that an average person would only grow 3 ounces per plant. I defied the odds and grew a pound for my first grow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely had way too many plants in my first grow. I was taking care of way too many, and they didn't all turn out well, but I ended up with quite a bit of bud. I don't know how much. I don't know. I didn't have a way. I didn't know exactly when to weigh it, and I wasn't worried about that either.
Right.
So I can't really tell you what my like sort of poundage is of it. But maybe one day, maybe this next one.
My cat brought me a mouse, so let me go dispose of it.
Oh,
good.
Good job,
Good job, Cat.
Good
Good
job.
job, Cat.
Your cat thinks you can't hope for yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm sick of him thinking this. So
The cat's like, here's some dinner.
Yeah, look what I got, Mom. Look what I got.
Let's eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, I am gonna go get something to eat for sure here real soon.
Yes, sir.
I'd say about we're at 2:47, about 3 hours. We'll wait another 15 minutes or so to get going.
Okay.
Difference. So what was the? Did you just kind of throw all your words on the page, or did you think about it a lot before you?
I thought about it. I have a certificate in proofreading for business school, and I always wanted to write a book.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I wanted to write this. I wanted to write it, but I wanted to like be right to the point. Like what size tent you have, what wattage of light, how many square feet.
Not get all into these like
not to the scientific,
fluffy words and adjectives.
No, this is it's a humorous book. It's funny. It's like you're right there with me, and I'm growing it right there with you. And then I tell you the solutions to get rid of the mildew, the pests. Don't use no neem. People use all these chemicals when you really just need a rosemary plant and a mint plant, because bugs don't like those plants.
Mm-hmm.
I have a mint plant, and I can tell you that there are still bugs sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And basil and mint growing over there, and I still have I think I'm getting a few gnats from. I don't know if they're fungal gnats, but I use Prime Superior, and Prime Superior is a mycelial. It makes a mycelial layer, and I'm like, does that mean fungal gnats can feed on that? Because it actually is supposed to kill insects. So I doubt it, but that kind of seems like they would like each other. Fungal gnat and something that's like a fungus, mycelial layer is fungus, right?
Right. Yeah, it's fungus. Like even mycelium is like for mushrooms too. I was going to grow that as well because it introduces CO2 to the grow room.
Yeah. Elisa wants to know: did you have help writing the book?
No.
Publisher had to look at it.
I wish they had AI back then. It took a year and a half to write it, but as soon as they had AI, I had AI just edit it and look it over and just change, make sure it wasn't monotonous or repeating the same thing in the chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, it broke. That sucks.
Great.
Huh?
What's the matter?
I had a big button here.
Oh.
2 years ago. And it smashed.
Oh no.
It's broke. Big cola broke.
Man.
Smoke it.
Time to grow another.
Right.
Time to smoke it.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll up real quick. Oh man, I've been doing music all day. Been doing music all. Actually, I've been
you
up.
should write
20,
me. Not write
20,
me.
What you want me to do?
Jingle, like a little intro jingle.
Oh, I got you. Yo, listen, I got you. What you like? You like bluegrass? You like bluegrass? I got you.
So I have an intro on Monday night that I've been playing on Tuesday night because I haven't made one yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a good song to use though, so it would be cool if I could find Monday night song is Jay Frost.
Okay.
Out in the cold. And then I play that same intro on Tuesday, which doesn't make sense because it's playing me and Steve-O growing plants on my review show. I just play it because it's still like, indoor farmer basically. So
Yeah, you ever heard of Happy Campers? Okay, well, I did the whole skeleton intro, motorcycle skeleton,
Nice.
all that graphic. I'm into the graphics arts myself. I'm like I'm inquisitive about a lot of things. I have a lot of skills underneath the belt: HVAC, carpenter,
Oh yeah.
interior, exterior decorator, electrician, painter, maintenance.
I have a particular set of skills.
Yeah, particular music producer, engineer.
Are you a Pisces?
I am a Capricorn Aquarius.
Capricorn. Aquarius.
Yeah, Cap Aquarius. Yeah,
No cap. Wait,
no cap.
they were both wearing caps.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a story about Kim here and that shitter. This is the 4th time we said something about that shitter, right? That 4th.
Right. So hey, listen, if you get your website up, we could get you in the game night. You maybe get like something.
Me?
Yeah, you get something.
I don't like what I don't know. I don't mean to be like that, but I'm not for prizes, man. I'll give them, but I'm not about winning. I want everybody else to win.
No. I mean, as a sponsor.
Oh, sure. Hell yeah.
Get people to your site and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because not everybody's going to need you to make them a certain print for their shirt, but if you have things like slaps that are already available,
what's that?
That's a cart. This is a kick-ass cart.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Live resin. I'll try to get you. This is for the next giveaway. So that's why I'll be trying to join your show on Sunday. I don't, I can't get no invite to the show, man. You just let me out.
I literally do this every week at the same time. You're always welcome.
Thank you so much.
Kim, do you know a lot about the signs? The astrological signs. Okay. Do you know what I am? Or can you take a guess?
You're a Sag.
I'll
wait for her to answer before.
Okay.
Aquarius.
Is it water or land?
What do I like?
No, is it water?
Aquarius.
She's either a Cancer or Aquarius.
Mm-mm.
You know what? She's acting like a Virgo right now.
Exhibiting Virgo, but we don't know if you're a Pisces or Aquarius.
I don't know. That's hard to say.
Pisces or Sag.
I feel like every time I hear it described, I don't ever feel like it's me.
Uh-oh.
Rarely. Once in a while, I'll see something that actually relates to me.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
Go ahead, good shit. Good shit. Let's give a round of applause. Press that clap button there. Right?
Oh, I'm coming. Not enough hands. I actually need to get my soundboard to be programmed.
I don't know how it all works.
I like astrology, hence the name Nebulous.
Yeah, hell yeah.
See, I know Waylon's a Scorpio, but so the 3 things that describe a person's personality are your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Okay, so your sun sign is Scorpio, right? Because you were born under Scorpio, right?
Yeah.
So you have a rising sign that affects, like, it will kind of give you a false like read on what a person's sun sign is.
Okay.
And then your moon sign is your emotional side. So that's who you are when nobody's around, like how you handle things emotionally. So my sun sign is Sagittarius, and my rising sign is Libra, and my moon sign is Taurus.
Sagittarius are freaky.
So are Scorpios.
Yep.
I've dated a few Scorpios. They're like, oh my goodness.
Right.
So are Libra.
They're like, what?
Like what? Who?
It says my moon is Sagittarius.
Yeah, see, like I would have said that your moon is Sagittarius.
That's what it says.
What is your rising?
What's my moon? I don't know my moon. I'm too high.
Should it have 3? I only have 2. It says my sun is Scorpio and the moon is Sagittarius.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know where you're going to get that information.
It was just Google, so I have no idea if I clicked on the right link.
Daddy Google.
So usually for
Google
your moon
University.
and all of that stuff, you have to know your date of birth, your time of birth, and where you were born. And you have to plug that in, and it like does your astrological chart.
I don't know what time I was born. I think it was Juvember 35th, I believe.
Juvember.
Waylon, you're dumb.
You know what?
It was on a.
See, Waylon, like Scorpios. So this is the thing about Scorpios. It's weird because as a Sagittarius, I'm not supposed to be compatible with water signs.
I'm not compatible with Cancer.
I'm Sagittarius. We're like fucking gay crashers. It's like we're right there.
You're freaks.
Water signs are very, very sensitive. They're very emotional.
Sagittarius are freaky. Stop lying.
Freak offs. Oh yeah. Speaking of freak offs, I got I got an invitation for you guys.
No freak offs with me. I'm sorry, can't do it.
Bro, come on, man. I want you to come to my party. I'll show you the flyer.
Okay, I'll come through. You got the nerve to cross your nipples out. Come on, guy. What are you doing? And the baby. Come on, baby oil. Come on.
Come to my party, y'all.
Yeah.
Look, it's the same picture I used for Thirst Trap Thursday the week before, where you can fully see the nipple. So they were available on the week before, but this week's had some band-aids going on.
So I think Waylon's rising sign, I'd be almost willing to bet you his rising sign is a fire sign, which is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries are the fire signs.
I like Leonardo, but Donatello is really intelligent too.
I caught that.
But Scorpios are freaking very introverted.
I have a
Scorpio yet? No.
A whole other self in here and in here.
I believe that.
I always thought I was like I don't know if sociopath is the word where you can be detached from emotion. Is that the right? Or maybe that's
You're just weird.
Is it
just fucked up.
There's another term for it maybe.
Sociopaths don't have
care term.
Sociopaths are broken. They don't have any attachment to
I'm not going to pretend to not be broken. So we've got that check mark.
Did you see the X's on his nipple? Like, come on.
Ouchies. Ouchies. I just got them. I should have said I just got these pierced. What's up?
Whatever.
So much ice.
We all know that you don't want.
When is the freak off? Do we have to keep our shirts? Can we keep our shirts off?
Look, I mean, the freak out you're gonna get you. It will be an undisclosed location.
Oh my god!
At an undisclosed time.
You're not Diddy. You're shitty.
There will be a limo that just shows up and be like, "It's time." You know.
I'm coming in my Cookie Monster pajamas. Cool.
Oh snap! Yes, you're bringing the foam, right?
Foam?
Yeah, it's a foam party.
Oh, okay. Oh,
foam and baby oil.
Oh my god. Okay, you know that's too adult for me right there.
Cider was talking about it the other day, making fun of me, saying that I should use baby oil for the next Thirst Trap Thursday, and so I did, and I put him in it with me, and he said, "Nice play, nice play." I was like, "Yeah, you better believe it." And
but missing is barbecuing a cat.
Yeah,
come on with the cats, man. Come on with the cats, man.
They were actually. You didn't see the like. There's a lot more stories that come out. Like on X, some of these stories get unfolded on X, but on Facebook, everyone's like into these memes on stuff that they don't really see fully.
Yeah.
Because there was video and all these testimonials about guys seeing their local their neighbors who are from other countries grilling cats, like actually grilling cats.
I seen them grilled dogs too. Yeah. Certain countries.
Yeah, but I always bring this up though, is because it came out because of all that. Is that there's 13 states that it's legal. So enough said on that topic. But it's like we already got it legal in some places. So
I don't
Wait,
know.
where you can eat your dog
Forget
and
the
cat? It's
topic
legal.
now. Legal in 13 states.
What the
I'm
fuck?
skeptical
What
about
states?
I'm skeptical about all of that because it's so easy to Photoshop or whatever things now, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't trust shit. People have
Well, think about it. Places like Montana,
trust their agenda.
places like Montana or Alaska, where survival, and they're not going to take any meat off the table. So
Yeah.
there's
Meat off the
probably
table.
laws, but I bet you they're just probably not people that like you probably are rare that you have like the regular natives of whatever country or whatever state eating pets, but definitely laws in the books. I don't know. My point is like if it happens, if you're
Jeffrey Dahmer rings a bell. I mean, let alone
now that's not legal unless you go to like a little island somewhere where there's
Jeffrey
like
Dahmer.
pygmies.
The Amazon forest.
Pygmies.
I don't know. I think Idaho is the only non-legal cannibalism state.
You a hoe?
Idaho.
Oh, I'm fucking.
Oh,
Idaho.
Idaho. Oh.
Idaho. Idaho.
I actually really like Idaho,
Oh,
or
Ohio.
I'm
Ohio.
thinking Idaho to move to, or Utah.
Yeah, nothing but potatoes there.
Potatoes.
Don't go to Nebraska.
Like
I want-
somewhere that people don't think about, but really there's stuff there. There's like forests in Utah. When you think of Utah, I think of like a desert, basically.
Yeah.
But there's forests and stuff there.
Probably in the northern part.
Charlene, that's what I was thinking. She says horse meat was eaten during the Depression. Yeah, I don't know why we're getting so deep in this topic, but
Here we go.
we're getting sucked so deep in here. Like we're already over the 3 hours. I said we were going to leave.
1919.
So let's go. Thanks again, King Neb. Try to wake up earlier next Thursday. We're here every Thursday.
Every Thursday. I thought it was every
8 o'clock.
Wednesday, huh? Okay.
I'm there. I'm here. I'm there too. Every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. I'm here. I'm always here. So you're welcome back. But you guys have a good night.
Much love, kings and queens.
We'll be
Mucho
getting. Let's see. Game night. Wait, what's the date? Let's look at. Is this going to be the first one of the month? I don't think so, actually.
Look at Smashley. She's like,
Nope. We got one more week to go.
oh, up.
Never
Got
mind.
the
We got
eyes
one
real
more
low.
week
She's
to
like,
go. We've been here a while waiting on you. We're so gone now. It's crazy. All right, Kim, thanks again. And Smashley, King Neb, check them out, guys. We'll see you all this coming up. Are you live tomorrow night, Smash?
Nope. Girl fam
Okay.
couple.
All right, Fam Friday tomorrow night. We'll see you all. Have a good one. Remember, every single person has to eat. We need books to do that, right? See ya.
Yeah, we do.
Don't need the